All right, y'all. We give praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shamin in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach this day. We're going to pick this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life. They are they which testify of me, and you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him we will receive. How can you believe but receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise to Abba and Shamin in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. What, by that quarter zip you got on? Whoa! Whoa! I didn't even notice that. I'm glad I didn't. Peace, brother. Oh, my man. Shalom. You a brew Quran, man. Shalom, brother Harrison, man. Peace, brother Craig, man. Shalom, Jay. Yeah, that boy, that wild, man. I'm working. Man, you still came on. Come on to number chapter 1, man. I guess she's like, I don't care nothing about what he talking about. He's gonna hug me, doggone it. And that's the end of that. 1 and 44, man.
These are those that were numbered which Moses and Aaron numbered, the princes of Yasharal, being 12 men. Each one was for the house of his fathers. So were all those that were numbered of the children of Yasharal by the house of their fathers, from 20 years old and upwards, all that were able to go forth and to war in Yasharal.
All right.
Even all they that were numbered were 600,000, 3,550. But the Levites, after the tribe of their fathers, were not numbered among them. For Yahuwah has spoken unto Moses, saying, only you shall not number the tribe of Levi, neither take a sum among the children of Yasharal.
Mm-hmm.
You shall appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony.
Yeah, you had a banana in your back pocket, huh? That's how you live your life?
Front pocket, man.
That ain't making no better.
I'll get you one of these.
Whoa.
It's like a utility belt in the back.
So walking around with a glizzy is your utility belt, sir? It's a fruit glizzy.
That's what they call it. So you got glizzy when you bring it up. It sounds like though.
No, they the one mentioning you walk around here with that in your back pocket, sir. I ain't know that's how you like to live your life, man. Whoa. I'm disturbed and appalled.
Smell the extra car get you through the day.
He making it worse.
But you shall appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony, over all the vessels thereof, and over all things that belong to it. They shall bear the tabernacle and all the vessels thereof, and they shall minister unto it, and shall encamp round about the tabernacle. When the tabernacle is set forward, the Levites shall take it down. When the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levites shall set it up.
Set it up.
that come near shall be put to death. The children of Yasharal shall pitch their tents, every man by his own camp, and every man by his own standard throughout their hosts. But the Levites shall pitch round about the tabernacle of testimony, and there be no wrath upon the congregation of the children of Yasharal, and the Levites shall keep the charge of the tabernacle of testimony. And the children of Yasharal did according to all that Yahuwah commanded Moses, so did they.
All right, where we stopped at the other day, man? Well, who out there crying like that? Who?
Yeah, she been crying since she walked up.
What y'all do to my baby? Y'all be rounding up. Y'all must be doing something to that baby. Y'all bullying that baby.
Yeah, 100 seconds, 17.
Stop bullying that baby. I'm gonna come over here to chapter 18, man. What's happening with you, man? Shalom, Sister Virginia. Let me see, man.
What was the chapter you called again?
2 Samuel 18. And pick me up about 12. You brought your chair, because we ain't got none. Ask D to give you the chair that's in the trunk.
And the man said unto Joab, though I should receive 1,000 shekels of silver in my hand, yet would I not pour forth my hand against the king's son. For in our hearing the king charged you and Abishai and Ittai, saying, beware that none touch the young man Absalom. Otherwise I should have brought falsehood against my own life, for there is no matter hid from the king, and you yourself would have set yourself against me.
What's happening?
Then said Joab, I may not tarry thus with you. And he took 3 darts in his hand and thrust them through the heart of Absalom while he was yet alive in the midst of the oak. And 10 young men that bare Joab's armor compassed about and smote Absalom and slew him. And Joab blew the trumpet, and the people returned from pursuing after the Asherah.
Now, obviously, him being caught up in the tree and catching 3 darts in the side is quite obvious of what's occurring there. But let's hear the rest of it.
It said Joab blew the trumpet, and the people returned from pursuing after the Asherah, for Joab held back the people. And they took Absalom and cast him into a great pit in the wood, and laid a very great heap of stones upon him. And all the Asherah fled, every one to his tent.
They put him in a great pit in the what?
In the wood.
Tell them what a wood is, man.
That's your hard forest, wood, thicket.
In the garden. You grab that chair for my book. Oh, okay, I didn't know if he asked you or not. Come on.
Now, Absalom in his lifetime had taken and reared up for himself a pillar, which is in the king's dale, where he said, I have no son to keep my name in remembrance. And he called the pillar after his own name, and it is called unto this day Absalom's place.
He said he have no what?
No son to keep my name in remembrance.
John 1 and 12. Shalom, me. They don't be shutting that door.
But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of Elohim, even to them that believe on his name.
Yeah, we hit that last night.
Which were born not of blood, nor the will of the flesh, nor the will of man, but of Elohim.
John 3 and 1. Now we're just dealing with this with the opposite, because obviously Yahushua, you seen that he got hung up in the oak and then hit with darts. You know what I'm saying? Now he didn't have a son to keep his name in remembrance. We're reading John 1 and 12, and then this 1 John 3 and 1 to see the self forth that Yahushua physically did not have a child, i.e., to keep his name in remembrance. But because he's the son of Elohim, born of the word, and everyone that's begotten, we'll read it in a moment. Go ahead, read 1 John 3.
To behold what manner of love the Abba hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of Elohim.
And
therefore the world knoweth not, because it knew him not.
And
beloved, now are we the sons of Elohim, and it do not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him. We shall see him as he is. And every man that have this hope in him purify himself, even as he is pure.
That's good. Now go to 1 John 5 and 1.
Whosoever believes that Yahushua is the Mashiach is born of Elohim, and everyone that love him that begat love him also that is begotten of him. By this we know that we love the children of Elohim, when we love Elohim and keep his commandments. For this is the love of Elohim, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. For whatsoever is born of Elohim overcome the world, and this is the victory that overcome the world, even our faith. Who is he that overcome the world, but he that believes that Yahushua is the son of Elohim? This is he that came by water and blood.
That's good. Now you say all those that are begotten of him, right? Read that verse again. What that was, verse 1.
Whosoever believes that Yahushua is the Hamashiach is born of Elohim, and everyone that loved him that begat love him also that is begotten of him.
What begat means, Sibby? You know what that means? You just begat you one.
Yeah, bring forth.
No. Well, that's fair. That's fair. You know what I'm saying? But you know. So now, if he's saying everyone is begotten of him, now it just said that Absalom in his lifetime had no son. Now, there's people who believe that Yahushua had children. That's a whole nother conversation. Oh, you looking wild. See, you ain't never heard that before? Well, you don't read extra biblical sources, do you? No, you can read you'll find a whole lot of things in extra biblical sources. You know what I'm saying? You have people who have their own traditions of what they believe on certain things. Like we were talking about the other day, it's people who believe that Yahushua was 5'5" with an underdeveloped beard. I'm not being funny. You know what I'm saying? For real. You ever heard that before? Shalom, Brother Robert. You heard that before with him being 5'5" with an underdeveloped beard?
Yeah, he was short.
I mean, they're going off based off of the average height in first century Judea at that time. You know what I'm saying? Which I mean, he might have not been some towering figure. Could have been. I don't know. Shalom, brother Robert, because you got to take into account what it is, man. I ain't what that junk called.
Don't let the short kings get this.
No. What it said about your man, about Saul. I say he was a shoulder above everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I can see him coming like that.
I mean, in general, if he manifested in the flesh and the general height of people wasn't that tall, you know what I'm saying? Who nah, man? Shoot, I just seen a woman who 5'1" say she can't talk to a man who 5'9" because when she put on heels, they gonna be the same height.
She can.
I would say something like it's not good for the camera.
5'1" with 6 inches.
Yeah, shoot, I heard a lady 4'11" said the same thing.
What's wrong,
You say I remember reading and researching our forefathers were much taller than us. I'm not sure. I can't call it, man. I don't know. No, I be seeing ladies be like they feel like men done got shorter. I'm like, man, men ain't never been this tall. You might have been around men who were that tall, but in general, it's not no whole bunch of 6'2", 3, 4 men walking around here, man. That's why when you be tall, what's the first thing they ask you, Steve? First thing they ask you. Nigga don't even look like he athletic. You know what I'm saying? He look athletic to you? And don't look like he play no ball. He just look like he go to work.
We're gonna choose that nigga as a sinner every time.
Every time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if the average height,
No, they say average height in this country is like 5'9", if I'm not mistaken.
he plays center in the court.
Now, other countries, the average height I think is a little higher, but in general, ain't no telling. But yeah, they think he's about 5. I'm trying to think. I think some extra biblical sources say he married Mary Magdalene and had children. I told you that before. That's what the Da Vinci Code based off of, because it's based off the book Holy Blood, Holy Grail. When the Holy Grail is that his bloodline is still in the earth. And I told you the French dynasty of the Merovingians, they believe that they are the bloodline of Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, it's based off a book, and them people sued Dan Brown about that movie, and won too. You say you read about, yes, a lot of people believe he was married to Mary Magdalene. You know what I'm saying? But of course, we can juxtapose things in the text from Daniel 11 because it said that man wouldn't have a desire for women. So, I mean, Yahushua ain't have a desire for women. That don't mean that he's gay. I just have more pressing matters.
Yeah, business.
I got business to take care of. So that's not important to me. You know, because we were talking about this the other day about the where it say, you say average height worldwide is 5'7". They're gonna tell you short if you 5'7". You mid. I don't think there's ever been a time in human history where the average height was probably 6 feet tall. I only say that because they was going wild because of how tall Saul was. They don't even tell you how tall he was. What verse that is? What, 1 Samuel 8:1? Tell me what that says.
Saying it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his sons judges over Yasharal.
That ain't it. Let me look and see. Yeah, that's 9 and 1. That's it.
So now there was a man of Benjamin whose name was Kish, the son of Abiel, the son of Zeror, the son of Becharath, the son of Aphiah, the Benjamite, a mighty man of power. And he had a son whose name was Saul, a choice young man and a goodly. And there was not among the children of Yasharal a goodlier person than he. From his shoulders and upward, he was higher than any of the people.
Now, of course, that don't give you no specification of how tall this man was, but clearly he was taller than everybody else. You say Netherlands and Europe has the biggest average height at 6 feet tall. I can see that. No, we went through that before, man. I think it's when it said about 9 feet, about 9 feet. But you know what I'm saying? But in general, what would be considered a giant would be somebody like Shaq, Yao Ming. I mean, you can see that now because how many 7-foot people, Wemby, 7'1", 7'3", 7'4" people you see on a day-to-day basis. You ain't never seen a nigga tall as Manute Bol in your life before. Like I'm talking about in person. You ain't never seen, unless you went to a basketball. I ain't talking about going to a basketball game. I'm talking about randomly in the course of your life seeing a 7-foot tall man, a 6'10" man. That's not a normal occurrence. That's why they stand out like that. Go ahead. Shoot, no, we good on that. You can come back. But yeah, I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff. We were just talking about somebody else supposed to have been married to the Lord, man. I can't remember who they said it was. Say tallest person you ever saw was Joel Embiid in Philly. Yeah, he about 6'10", 6'11". You know what I'm saying? When you juxtapose that, if the average height is 5'5", 5'6", and somebody, I'm talking about is 6'10", 7 foot tall, you gonna think he a giant. Oh, Quran put that. He always say he was about 6'9", according to the Septuagint and Dead Sea Scrolls. I think we went through that. Like, because dudes was arguing about that the other day about, you know, angels having sex with women and giants and people thinking, and that's the one we came up with. The Masoretic text say he was 9'9". It's probably about 6'9". Because dude, how could a woman have a giant? I think. Nigga act like he came out the womb like that. But some people go through in the Apocrypha, you know, it say in 2nd Ezra, if I'm not mistaken, about women having monsters. You know what I'm saying? They say that's LeBron's height. 6'9" is LeBron's height. So that's how the text describe how tall Goliath was. So if you take the average height of 5'5", 5'6", and this man is a full foot, almost 1.5 feet taller than everybody else. Hell, you see that now. People be intimidated when a nigga be tall. This nigga soft as hell. Like for real though. Like dudes see a dude big, they think, whole time he only big, so you'll leave him alone. Okay. Now go to prison and find out. Dudes in there be jacked whole time. They only really working out like that, so you'll be intimidated to leave him alone. He don't really want no problem. You say your grandfather and his brothers was 6'8", 7 feet tall. Dang, Barry, so you say you come from the Nephilim seed? You say you don't think they was tree height like people think? No, I don't think they was that tall. But that's more fantastical of a story to tell. You know what I'm saying? You say they taller than them trees out there. That's more fantastical story to tell than Narcub about 7'2". And the average person's 5'5", 5'6", 5'7". You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're gonna be intimidated. What was that, too?
We read 1 John 5.
Yeah, it was something else I wanted.
That's why you got them rocks, you know?
Yeah, like a superhero character. You know, the fantastical end of the story is easier to tell. You know what I'm saying? You say like Bushwick Bill. They said, Bushwick Bill was a full-fledged midget.
It's about to get flagged.
He was a full-fledged midget. Shoot, Rabbi took a picture of a midget the other day. He seen one at Walmart.
Yeah, you don't see them at all.
Shalom, East, man.
I wouldn't. Niggas not being born every day like this.
Hey, y'all have mercy on the soul. My homeboy Lil E. Now he wasn't no midget. Lil E was probably like 5'2", 5'3". But I had my home girl with me, and we pulled up around the way. She like, he's a midget. She jumped up and got scared and jumped back in the car. Oh man! You say your son was 6'8", uncle 6'7", 6'6". You say you 6'9", and dad 6'4". He come from the Nephilim seed too. Barry, you ain't by yourself. That's what somebody.
Patrick Young.
That's what on this shirt. I ain't seen Space Jam in so long. That's what he say. It's supposed to be Patrick Ewing. I only looked it up because Joanne talking about who is that? I don't know, nigga. I ain't watched Space Jam in 30 years. You know what I'm talking about? I heard the second one was trash.
Yeah,
You see?
You know, LeBron. Ratings went
He
down.
couldn't act like himself.
Damn, that's why he can't even act like himself. Say the Masoretic account of Goliath had me believing in the sons of God, Genesis being angels. But when I found out he was really 6'9", according to two witnesses in the testimony of Genesis 6, I let that go. I can hear that. Dudes be getting knocked down, drag out arguments about was them angels or not. I still don't understand why would an angel want some yams and human yams at that. But you know, that's another conversation for another day. It was something else I wanted, man. We was first time 5.
You had first time at 3.
Yeah, we read it. So
Then you back in second Samuel 18.
yeah, come on back in 2 Samuel 18 and 18. We get in more that's looking at it up. Nah, like I said, that junk skipped out on me and my older brother because my pop was probably about 6 feet, and it was I think my granddaddy was about 6'2", 6'3". Edward caught it. But me, him, and Champ, no, we ain't get none of that. Cause Champ non-verbal. He had been taking care of his whole life. Shalom, Sister Kelly. He still live with his mama, man. Champ probably about almost 40. Champ ain't never spoke a word day in his life. He ain't never spoke a word day in his life. Genesis 4, genealogy, sons of men. Word, yeah, for sure. Who done got injured? I would make sure y'all shut that door because that door don't close on the Humber. He hit it. Man, what you doing to that door? What you do my dog like that? He know he out there and you hating on him. You hating on him. Stop hating on him, mom, dude. Amen, man. 2 Samuel 18 and 18.
Now Absalom in his lifetime had taken and reared up for himself a pillar, which is in the king's dale, for he said, I have no son to keep my name in remembrance. And he called the pillar after his own name, and it is called unto this day Absalom's place.
Go ahead and give him dale, pillar, and place. You can give him Absalom. I wager y'all know the definition of Absalom.
Dale is
Tell Muffin Man to come here real quick.
that's a valley or dale, a lowland, open country.
Tell Muffin Man to come here real quick. The open country.
Pillar is Matsabeth, a pillar.
Why is it important of a pillar?
Or you got it as a monument, a personal memorial.
That's what we're talking about, a monument or a memorial. Who else raised up some pillars?
No, Jacob.
That wasn't who I was going for, but I'll take it. I need you to give me something a little stronger on that. That's fair. I wasn't going for that one there, but I'll ride with that one there. It's another one though. Oh my boy. Didn't Moses raise up some pillars for you, man? You forgot about that, Civic? Or you ain't never know?
Nah, probably take mine.
Come over here to the book of Exodus, man. 24 and 1. You know, they found those too. Yeah, Jacob is correct. I believe Joshua did also. But I was angling towards the one with Moses. You know, they know where those pillars are at. You know what I'm saying? You know, when people talk about those certain archaeological finds, they want to try to dismiss them as if they're not important. You know what I'm saying? But they did find the rock that Moses split, them 12 pillars. And of course, there's scholastic disputings about those chariot wheels at the bottom of the Red Sea. Somebody else went by there with supersonic stuff, and you know they could see bones and a whole bunch of other stuff at the bottom of it. Come on with it, man. This is Exodus 24:1.
And he said unto Moses, come up unto Yahuwah, you and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Yasharal, and worship you afar off. And Moses alone shall come near Yahuwah, but they shall not come near. Neither shall the people go up with him. And Moses came and told the people all the words of Yahuwah and all the judgments, and all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which Yahuwah have said will we do. And Moses wrote all the words of Yahuwah and rose up early in the morning and built an altar under the hill and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of the Yasharah.
Now pause. There's 12 monuments for the 12 tribes. Now how does that translate over with the kingdom? Now Joseph mentioned that they found Sodom and Gomorrah also covered in sulfur. You know what I'm saying? They found Noah's Ark too. They like to ridicule about it, but they found it. And they definitely did find Sodom and Gomorrah. They just don't like to put stuff like that out there. Because the last thing that some scientists or scholars will, others won't, because for them to be like that'll confirm the Bible true, and they would rather not. They say also the location of the ark was discovered, and they measured it, and it was exact measurements of the word. Yeah, they find that stuff and hide it. Yeah, there's certain stuff in the Smithsonian they probably hide. You know, you people saying certain books in the Vatican Library that they probably hide. What books they are, we'll never know. We'll never know if said library even exists.
What you call him, Matthew 19?
We say 19 and what?
About 28.
What you got, Sid? No, I'm saying you holding it. Then go to Matthew 19:24.
And again, I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of Elohim. When the disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, who then can be saved? But Yahushua beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with Elohim all things are possible. Then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed you. What shall we have therefore? Yahushua answered unto them, truly I say unto you, that you which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his esteem, you also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of the Yasharah.
Now, see, it mentioned thrones, but that's not the pillars for memorial. That's the throne. That's the seat of rulership. But go to Revelation 21. What it is, about 12. Say the Smithsonian is a cover. I mean, they do say there's certain stuff in that museum they don't put out there. Now, what's in that? I mean, I've been to the Smithsonian, but shoot, that was 25 years ago. I definitely wouldn't recommend returning. I mean, I ain't into all that stuff. Y'all, I'll go. We went to the Rich Museum. That's done cool, but American history, I don't want to be in no doggone building about white people. I mean, just keep it short. Man, look, we get fed white history all day, every day living over here. What I'm talking about, ain't nothing against them personally. No, I mean, I'm just being serious. Like, I'm being dead serious. If you come up in the American school system, you're taught American Caucasian history from about first or second grade until your completion. And then if you go to secondary school, if you go to college, then you're going to get fed more American Caucasian history. So the last thing that I desire to do is to go pay to go into a location to see more Caucasian history that had already been force-fed from 5 years old to 21. I don't have a personal desire for that. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. It ain't got nothing to do because they're Caucasian. We're fed Caucasian history every day. I don't want to. Yeah, if there's a black museum or the civil rights. Now I ain't going to the trap museum. I ain't going to that. I'm not mad if you do go. I don't have a personal desire. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a personal desire. Yeah, I don't have a personal desire. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like, shoot, it could be an Asian museum. Okay, well, let's see what they got going on. Because I don't know their history like that. But I've got to. You live in America. You've been taught Caucasian history since the day you was able to comprehend. Nah, man, been there, done that. Yeah, been there, done that. Yeah, we can go on a field trip to see all them landmarkers for all these black folks who own land around here that they post up in Arlington and Lim Turner. Go look at that.
Yeah, they got some. St. Augustine too.
Same way, listen, same way we went in the Ritz and it's got all type of stuff in there with black people from here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only saying that again, it's not to denigrate white people. We know more about other people's history, regardless if it's biblical history or not, than your own. So I'm not inclined to want to, well, it's just, you know what I'm saying, because you want to go on a museum day. I don't care about them people like that. I don't know about me, but you want me to be fully engrossed in someone else. And then you wonder why your identity, you don't have an identity. You don't have something that resonates with you because you're constantly and consistently seeking to resonate with someone other than you. Because again, I mentioned this last night. I'm not one of these overly religious people that feel like everything that we do has to be biblically based. You want to go to a museum about the civil rights, then go. If you want to go to a black arts museum, then go. You know what I'm saying? We know that, hey, if you believe we the people of the book, you have a certain history there. And then, of course, you have certain history that's outside of there. I'm not against learning both. You know, you can't chew bubble gum and walk at the same time, I would hope. But listen, we was reading 2 Samuel 18:18 for the aspect of, he said he didn't have a remembrance. So he set up a pillar for remembrance. So now if we look at it in the natural, Yahushua did not have a seed. So he set up pillars for remembrance. Let's look and see. Revelation 21:12.
It had a wall great and high and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 Malachim and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Yasharal.
Go ahead.
On the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb.
Give them foundation by definition. Now, foundation and pillar have a separate definition, but nevertheless, they set that up for remembrance. They set up for you to remember.
This is Stamilios, laid down as a foundation. Metaphorically, the foundation is the beginnings, the first principles.
So I've been to the Smithsonian. I didn't pay. I won't say how because I don't want to incriminate my take it up right. You know what I'm saying? But listen, what were the 12 apostles' job? Well, let's look at John 17 and 17. You can make it 15. What you talking about, that piece there? What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis?
I pray not that you should take them out of the world, but that you should keep them from the evil. They are not of the world, even as I am out of the world. Sanctify them through your truth. Your word is true.
Your word is true.
As you have sent me into the world, even so have I also sent them into the world. And for their sakes I sanctify myself, that they also might be sanctified through the truth. Neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word. That they all may be one, as you, Abba, are in me, and I in you. That they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that you have sent me.
Go ahead.
In the esteem which you gave me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one. I and them, and you and me, that they may be made perfect in one, that the world may know that you have sent me, and have loved them as you have loved me. Abba, I will that they also whom you have given me be with me where I am, that they may behold my esteem which you have given me, for you loved me before the foundation of the world.
This week in our
O righteous Abba, the world have not
That's
known
good.
you.
Now remember what he said, that they all might believe on the testimony that they get from them men. You know what I'm saying? This is how his name stay in remembrance, if you would. Because he gave his name to these. Let's look at another spot. John 5, right? Verse 44. You side-eyeing me, boy? You side-eyeing me?
He said, how can you believe which receive honor one of another and seek not the esteem that come from Elohim only?
No. Hold on. No, I'm sounding like what I need, man. Give me 41. Let me see what that's.
I receive not honor from men, but I know you that you have not the love of Elohim in you.
Go ahead.
I am come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive.
Now, pause. Now, we know how he came in his father's name based on Exodus 34. Is there a different variation? Not even say different variation. According to from Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, how would an individual come in Yahushua's name? We know how he came in his father's name because he came Yahuwah Elohim, merciful, gracious, abundant in goodness and truth, long suffering, etc. What passages would you use to say, hey, this is somebody coming in Yahushua's name? Now you have to remember not just what his name means, but what his name represents. So Johnny looked like he's stumped by that.
In the New Testament.
Yeah. Because we know fundamentally, if you come in Yahushua's name, you will be coming in his father's name and representing Exodus 34. But I'm asking for passages that you would point to on this is how you can tell if somebody coming in his name. I only mention this here, I say, because dude got upset. I talked to y'all about preterism before, right? You know what a preterist is, don't you?
More that the book already came to pass.
That's somebody who believes the book's already been fulfilled in its entirety. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't got nothing to look forward to. See, they call anybody who believes that certain things ain't happened, they call you a futurist. And then you have some people who are partial preterists. That means they believe that certain things have been fulfilled and other things have not. There's a particular black man in that space. His name is Dr. William Bell. Very, very highly respected in his field. I've known of him for about over a decade because he used to debate on the Mansell platform. You know what I'm saying? Whatever case may be. It's a dude don't like his teachings. He wants to disrespect and diminish the man. I say, bro, you don't have to diminish them. Regardless if you agree with somebody or not, do you know how difficult it is to earn a doctorate off your own volition? Not get an honorary doctorate like a lot of celebrities get, but to actually go to school and pay out your pocket or do the things necessary to get scholarships to be able to get a doctorate. But that ain't no, you just don't toss that to the side because you don't agree with somebody. Me personally, I believe that's less than masculine. You know what I'm saying? Because if one of y'all was a doctor and you worked for it, you know what I'm saying? We just not going to be like, this nigga Johnny. Hey, man, that man got a PhD, cuz. Like to get a PhD, how long you got to take out your life? About 8? 12. Yeah, 12, let's say 8 to 12 years out your life.
You got to write a dissertation.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Got to write a dissertation. You know what I'm saying? And shoot, that dissertation ain't going to be no light work. Man's a published author. Nigga, you arguing on the internet. Ain't got the nerve to think, what, I'm supposed to uphold the false doctrine of a mother? I'm not saying all that, nigga. I said, I don't even agree with this man. But I did all this because it's extremely disrespectful. And I mention that because you do X, Y, Z. How is this representative of the man who you say is in you and who you represent, and you feel like you can do this because you think your doctrine is correct? So when he say, hey, I come in my Abba's name and you receive me not. Now he sent his apostles out, and whose name are they coming in? They coming in his name. So if they're coming in his name, they coming in his authority. Now, you know, Yahushua means Yahuwah salvation. So in this instance, we need to look at what passages would you point to for the individual to identify, though he may say out of his mouth, he's coming in his name. What behavioral characteristics are manifested that you can see plainly he's coming in his name? Because we seen Yahushua coming in his father's name because he came with grace and mercy. First instance with the what the lady name it got caught committing adultery. You can look at the grace of what he did with what's the little short man name got up in the tree? His name escapes me.
Philip.
Yeah.
Zacchaeus, you know what I'm talking about? And Luke 19. You know what I'm saying? Abundant in goodness and truth, as forth as the aspect of him healing all these people who he healed, and these people were ridiculing him. He showed mercy on the thousands, and obviously I will forgive them for they know not what they do. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's falsely in his name, 2 verses I mentioned. He mentioned Acts 19 and John 16, but I don't know what verse he's talking about.
So with John 13 and 34.
Don't even read it, shoot.
Say a new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another, as I have loved you, that you also love one another. By this shall all men know that you are my disciples, if you have loved one to another.
And there it is. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I mean by that there. So he keep his name in remembrance. Because it said Absalom. Did you read the definition of Absalom? Read that. What I win still blowing out that man. What goes here?
Absalom means my father is peace.
Now, how did Paul describe Elohim as it pertains to peace? A certain thing that he said about that peace that God gives Does anybody recall what that is? He said, the God of all peace that surpass all understanding. So he said there's a level of peace that this man gives that surpasses any level of insight that an individual could even imagine or dare to even be able to mentally or spiritually conceive. Does anybody else have a passage they would like to offer in this regard? What it would look like for an individual coming in his name. Because we were talking about this, like I said before we came on here, man. Like how he said, there's many people gonna say, we prophesied in your name and did many wonderful works. And what he said, man, get away from me, cuz I don't know you. I don't know you, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just say that because in this particular dispensation of time that we in, you know what I'm saying, and some of y'all see this more often than others, a lot of people feel like as long as they believe their doctrine is correct, it don't matter how they behave, how they talk to people, how they handle people, my doctrine right. So I can be as disrespectful and sanctimonious and just rude as possible. And you know, a nigga try to hit me with that verse, even though I be rude in speech. I ain't even say nothing to this nigga. Do y'all remember what that word mean, rude, in the Greek? When you say, though I be rude in speech? Because it ain't talking about being rude. So I'll allow it. It means unlearned. Unlearned in speech. Get it for him, say it. 2 Corinthians 11:7. People like to use that to be for their justification for being a douchebag.
What she just read before that?
I don't know. Civic might have read John 13 and 33 or 34.
Yeah, what was your question again?
Passages that you would look at that show examples of somebody coming in Yahushua's name. As for his behaviors, it's like, because we've done that before with him saying he come in his father's name. We're dealing this with him because he said he what is this? Because he said he had no son to keep his name in remembrance. So we're looking at the apostles. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Hold on. So, and you're looking at the aspect of, okay, he didn't have natural sons, if you would, to keep his name in remembrance. And then those 12 pillars are reared up and set up for what? For remembrance of the children of Yasharal. So that's what the apostles represent. Because the apostles were sent forth to do what? To preach Yahushua HaMashiach, to keep his what? His name in remembrance. You know what I'm saying? So now with that being said, they sent out in his name, in the name of Hamashiach Yahushua. So what does that tangibly look like? We'll just mention Matthew 16:24. But what their doctrine is wrong, because that's not the doctrine of Christ. Read Hebrews 6:1 real fast.
Yeah, I think I had.
Say conduct and behavior is one of the most important things he taught us. It's the primary thing. But I say that because I say, man, that's why I told you there's a difference between being in theological spaces and individuals who actually do the work of the ministry. People in theological spaces are only concerned with winning an argument. So the way that they live and conduct themselves, it doesn't really matter. And I told this nigga the same thing. Like I told you before, right? If you meet, I think I mentioned y'all the last week, right? Like a lot of women never think that there's something wrong with them. And it's because men are thirsty. Because you want sex. And so because you want sex from this woman, or you don't want conflict with this woman, you don't say nothing about her behavior that is improper. So if she's been with 3-4 dudes in a relationship and nobody ever said anything to her about being improper, and now you the 4th man she's been with or the 5th man she's been with, and you begin to point out things that she does that's improper, she think it's something wrong with you. And that there can be never anything wrong with me because no one has ever said anything to me. So consequently, a lot of dudes be in these spaces, bro, they rude, they disrespectful. You know what I'm talking about? And nobody ever says nothing to them. So by the time, so if somebody do say something, they don't say it to him. So when somebody tell them like, nah, bro, that ain't what it do, they gonna dig their heels in and want to fight even the more. Because the lady actually said, don't let them gaslight you. Gaslighting is, see, I hate that people take psychological terms and they don't know what they mean. Do you know what gaslight means?
Yeah, Michael says I do it all the time.
Huh?
Michael says I do it all the time.
Women always say that.
I can hear her now.
Do y'all actually know what gaslighting means? Gaslighting, by definition, is to cause an individual to believe that their reality is not reality. But see, when you get told about yourself and you don't want to hear it, you're going to tell somebody that a nigga's gaslighting you. And you know why you're going to tell a nigga gaslighting you? Because ain't nobody never said nothing to you. So you think your reality is actually not reality. No, you really like that. Yo, you really like that. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up and down. So you don't think that. So when I tell this nigga, nah, bro, every time somebody say something to you, you rude, you disrespectful, your first thing is to say something. The first thing is to say something malicious. That's feminine. When you say something to a woman and she don't like it, the first thing she wants to do, if she that type of woman, is to say the most hurtful, disrespectful thing that she could say. Men don't do that. Notice I didn't say males. I say men don't do that. Somebody say something you don't like, that's why your mama stink. Nigga, what? That's immature. You know what I'm saying? But listen, when you in spaces where people fuss, fight, and argue and go back and forth like that, and nobody ever say, hey, bro, listen, I told y'all before, I was in a space talking to a dude, man, and he called me out my name. I said, hey, bro, don't talk to me like that. Boy, I ain't nobody's Mitch, ho, none of that, bro. I ain't disrespect you. Don't talk. Oh, this nigga acting like a hoe. Nah, cuz. Them 15 dudes over there might have let you slide with that because you're not finna talk to me like that. And I'm not finna wait 2-3 days from now and say something. I'm gonna say something to you right now, cuz don't talk to me like that. Because if we were face to face, boy, I slap the fire at you. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk to me like that. It'd be different if I talk to you like that. I ain't talk to you like that. But listen, if you used to talking to people like that and don't nobody say nothing to you, and then somebody say something to you about it, you gonna think it's something wrong with the person who said something to you, not the 15 people who let you talk to them like that. Because there's something wrong with the 15 people who let you talk to them like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, the first time my dog, the girl who used to braid my hair, the first time I met her, man, when I walked in the house, and she was cussing my homeboy out because he was fooling with her. She would like to say, you done, blah, blah, blah. I said, bro, you gonna let her talk to you like that? And he said, man, that girl crazy, man. I said, nah, cuz you crazy. Because why is you letting her talk to you like that in your house? Like, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? So this happens a lot in the word, man. There be people out here, man, talk to people any kind of way, man. And they think it's something wrong with you for saying something. But you, in the same breath, they say, I represent Christ. I represent Hamashiach. I represent the Messiah. How? Because the behavior that you're exhibiting is not representative of the spirit and character of the man that you say you're representing. Give me Matthew 16:24.
You want the Hebrews 6 real quick?
Oh, yeah, Hebrews 6.
So therefore, leaving the principles of the doctrine of Hamashiach, let us go on unto perfection, not laying again the foundation of repentance from dead works.
From dead works.
And
You told on, you think that type of interaction and conduct is works that bring life? And honestly, the way that people respond to certain stuff, that's why I don't even be. That's why I like. Listen, man, you be wondering why some people who deal in the word don't be wanting to be around people who in the word. Now these weren't Israelites, right? These are professing Christians who I was conversing with. You think this is how you gonna talk to me as a grown man? Like, boy, people kill people about stuff like this, man. There's people out here, they don't tolerate disrespect in no shape, form, or fashion. And it's like what them boys put. See, you don't know Hit Boy. You know Hit Boy? That boy got a song, man. And nigga said we need to take it back to the 90s, man, to the death row days. When niggas got socked in their mouth. Because that's the problem in 2026. A lot of people ain't been punched in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because the internet has allowed you to say whatever you want to say with no reprisals or repercussions. We couldn't live like that in the 90s, man. You couldn't get away with it. If you had to say that from a safe place. Because if you said that right then, you're gonna get punched in your mouth. Or shot. Or both. You know what I'm saying? But now on the internet, guess what you can do? You can hide from the safety of your phone. Use a this and use a that. A lot of these people ain't that angry and that tough when they got to look somebody in the eyes and smell their cologne and talk like that because you don't want to get physically violent. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying you want to get physically violent necessarily because you're terrified of the other individual. You don't want to go to jail. You don't want to go to jail. You know what I'm talking about? Or you don't want to get by. And when I say that, because you don't want to deal. Listen, man, we learned this early in life. Everybody is a killer. Let them tell it. Till you see what a bullet do to flesh. Till you see that soul leave somebody's body. And you're responsible for that. And the repercussions that come along with that. Then you find out you ain't that tough when you waking up in the middle of the night sweating because you see this person. You walk down the hallway at night to go to the bathroom. Dead nigga. Popping out on your goofy behind. Because your conscience eating at you. Because you ain't really made like that. But you on the internet talking tough. Well, you not finna bust a grape in a fruit factory, strike a match in a blackout. And you know you not. Then on the sad part is, it's people who 35, 40, 45, 50, 60 years old talking like gangsters. But you don't want to do the rest of your life in no 6x9 box, boy. Walking around clenching your booty cheeks. But you say you represent God, though. Come on, man. Go ahead, read Hebrews 6 and 1.
So therefore, leaving the principles of the doctrine of Mashiach, let us go on unto perfection, not laying again the foundation of repentance from dead works, and of faith toward Elohim, of the doctrine of baptism,
That's right.
and of laying on of hands, and of the resurrection of the dead,
That's
and
right.
of eternal judgment. And this will we do if Elohim permit.
That's right. Matthew 16:24. I just say that because there's have to be a certain level of maturity of disagreement. Okay, I don't agree with your doctrine. I'm supposed to be mad and belligerent because I don't agree with your teachers. That's crazy. You ain't see Yahushua walk around. I hate these niggas. I'll kill one of these niggas. You do all that, man. What you want? Why y'all keep coming back and forth in here? Stay in your room. Stay where you're supposed to be at.
Peter had that fire.
He did. He said, I've been telling my associates at work they need to mind their mouth. We work with certified craft. See, and that be the problem. Because ain't nobody punched you in your mouth, you keep talking like that till you run across somebody who not just gonna punch you in the mouth, they gonna shoot and or stab you. Because everybody crazy till they meet a real crazy person. It's real easy to be crazy in your bedroom, in your living room, when you ain't around other human beings. It's real easy to be crazy in the house. But when you outside, don't nobody know you for being crazy. You the most respectable and commendable person anybody ever met. Courteous, kind. You get in the house, yeah, man, you nigga don't want to see me. Come on, man. Why you ain't had that attitude when you was out the door? You was out the door, you say, pardon me, excuse me, let me clean that off for you. My apologies, sir. Listen, man, I'm not just basing this on no general statement. It's people in the word who behave like this on a regular basis. And a lot of them, too. Somebody say something they don't agree with, I see them do cuss you, slap out, call you all type of bands. Oh, like, are you serious, cuz? I don't agree with you, and your first thought is to call me a female dog? That's your first thought. If that's the case, boy, the shoe. Ain't nobody getting in the kingdom of heaven at this rate. Come on, man. Matthew 16, make it 20. And tell me when you get to 24.
Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Yahushua the Mashiach. From that time forth began Yahushua to show unto his disciples how that he must go into Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and be raised again the third day. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from you, Lord, this shall not be unto you. But he returned and said unto Peter, Get you behind me, Hashatan. You are an offense unto me, for you savor not the things that be of Elohim, but those that be of men.
You in verse 22?
That was verse 23. This is 24 coming up. Then said Yahushua to his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his stake and follow me.
That's going to be, indeed, that is one of the aspects to know somebody coming in his name. Because they're going to teach you self-denial. Denial of the flesh, denial of the world, denial of pride, denial of anything that's contrary to the will of God. You know what I'm saying? Like it's certain elements that come with what it looked like to come in his name. Because coming in his name is actually coming in his authority and what is representative of his name. And if his name is Yahuwah, is salvation, if you come in his name, then what are you bringing? The things that pertain to salvation. Like in that epistle in Hebrews, go back to it in 6. Read me verse 9. Because I feel like I'm going to say the sentence incorrectly. So I'd rather you just read it off the paper.
But beloved, we are persuaded better things of you and things that accompany salvation, though we thus speak.
He said the things that accompany what?
Salvation.
That we
thus speak.
Now, I want you to pause for a moment. Because remember, he said he didn't have no son to keep his name in remembrance. Now, we know in the natural sense, Yahushua had no sons to keep his name in remembrance. But we know from what we read in 1 John 5 and 1, that those who begotten of the word are begotten of him, and everyone that is begotten of him loves. So therefore, when you born of the seed, which is the word, and he the word made flesh, then you will be born of him. Now we know the initial ones born of him were the apostles, which were his sons to keep his name in remembrance, or i.e. they're also the pillar. You know what I'm talking about? Representative of the 12 pillars that Moses made to keep their names in remembrance as a memorial. The apostles are a memorial, and memorial in Hebrew is just going to be zakar, which is remembrance, which is what the fringes were supposed to be, which is what the Ruach HaKadosh is. It brings to remembrance the word. So now when you have these men who are leaving him as a remembrance, and then they spread that seed, i.e. the word, that's why his name is still in the earth, if you would. You know what I'm talking about? From that particular standpoint. Because it's the aspect of, if a man live his life and he don't have no son, his name is extinguished from under heaven. His name is no longer in remembrance. You know what I'm saying? See, everybody look to stay in remembrance. You know how, at least in America, we're going to make you a statue, put you in the Hall of Fame, you immortalize. But your immortality in the natural sense, if you would, is actually related to your bloodline. That's how you live forever in the natural sense, not as actually physically living forever, but that your name stay in the earth. But see, this is the thing. If you got somebody in your bloodline piss you who off, guess what he told you he'll do? Wipe your name from under heaven, and you'll have no more remembrance. That's what it say in Psalms 109. And what's happening, GP? Get Psalms 109 and read that for me, man. Verse 4.
Hey, look, could a woman come in the name, or that's only pertaining to like?
Oh, yeah, a woman could come in his name, because coming in his name is always not necessitating teaching the word.
Okay, I had one in Matthew 15, but I didn't know if it was.
You know what I'm saying? Coming in his name is literally coming in his character. Coming in as an authority and representative of what his character is contained of. Now we know Exodus 34, 6 and 7 is contained in that, because if he's his father's son and he came in his father's name, then he's going to have those attributes attached to that. But as Civic read to John 13, there's other things that are added on to it. You feel me? What's that?
What verse?
I don't know.
Psalm 109.
Yeah, read me verse 4.
It say, for my love, they are my adversaries, but I give myself under prayer.
Under prayer.
And they have rewarded me evil for good and hatred for my love. Set you a wicked man over him, and let Hashatan stand at his right hand. When he shall be judged, let him be condemned. Let his prayer become sin.
Prayer becomes sin.
Let his days be few, and let another take his office. Let his children be fatherless, and his wife a widow. Let his children be continually vagabonds and beg. Let them seek their bread also out of their desolate places. Let the extortioner catch all that he had, and let strangers spoil his labor.
What up?
Let there be none to extend mercy unto him, neither let there be any to favor his fatherless children.
Damn.
Let his posterity be cut off, and then the generation following, let their name be blotted out.
If his posterity cut off and the generation after him blotted out, guess what that means?
No remembrance.
There's no remembrance. His name been wiped from under heaven. Of course, you now in this generation, a lot of women ridicule men when they say, "Oh, you want to have a legacy." I think dudes just repeat that when they talking about they want kids for a legacy, when really, for all intents and purposes, what they stating is they want their name to be left in the earth. They don't want their name blotted out. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of women ridicule men for that what type of legacy you leaving. I like this here, man, like niggas screwed. Like, boy, this here, man, I would hate to be in my 20s talking about looking for no wife, man. You screwed. You know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah, you screwed. That's why when I be seeing these people on the internet be going back and forth talking about men getting women in their 20s, man, don't nobody with no sense want none of them young girls, man. Because, boy, you ain't getting yourself too much of nothing. You know what I'm talking about? But she don't want to be a wife. She don't want to be a woman. She don't want to be nothing. You know what I'm talking about? She doesn't want to exist. Listen, I was just telling them boy this here, right? As I heard a little bit of what Jason Black was talking about. This one instance what I agree with because I done seen it in my lifetime. Man, in general, man, most women want to find out the way to work as little as possible. You know what I'm saying? If she work on a job and they offer 40 hours, she trying to figure out how she can work 25 and not get fired. And he ain't lying. But that man ain't told no lie when he say, boy, it's men willing to die for $1. And I ain't talking about die like do some more crazy stuff. Man, it's a lot of dudes work themselves into a heart attack in the strokes. You know what I'm talking about? All type of stuff. Because, boy, they work at, I say this because when he said that, I was thinking of somebody I knew. They posted this here dude. She said her neighbor seen her. And he told her, man, I wish my wife would work as hard in the yard as you do. And she was like, I don't take that as a compliment. That's a red flag. I ain't going to tell you what she told the man in return. Bump it out. She said, you should want your wife to work hard, ride your wee-wee. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just what type of person he is. That's just what it is. I know it is. So, but I've seen a lot of women say that if a man compliments her on her work ethic, that's a red flag. Why do they look like that? Because they don't want to do nothing. They don't want to work. The basis why he mentioned that, because there's a news article that's talking about the fact of women aren't having kids because men aren't working as much. And I know this from a society aspect, just like I told you, I've seen this stuff, the programming and television as a child. They believe that your desire for yams is a motivating factor for you to go work 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week because you're hoping to be able to generate enough revenue that you can have access to a woman's body. Well, these younger people looking at screw corporate America, I ain't doing it. And then they looking at these women and say, I would rather sit at the house and smoke cigarettes than to work the rest of my life for her. You know what I'm saying? Like straight them down. Because I've been seeing articles about this, about young men aren't doing certain things because they don't see the point of doing it. That they either not going to get some yams or they don't want the women's yams. And not because they want men. Because simply they just believe that it's not worth it. And that sucks. Because I'm telling you, them women were down bad when I was a jet. And if they done got worse than that, Lord have mercy. Most of us don't know because we ain't that young. But y'all, when y'all was young, what them 20-year-old chicks was hitting on something? When you was in your 20s? Because they damn sure wasn't hitting on nothing when I was in mine. They wasn't as bad as they is now, though. Yeah, you talking about somebody, make your old lady, man, have a life with, have some children with. That's what he talking about when in the, because they're saying the birth rate's going down because men aren't working. I've seen several articles before he did this stream about this hip hop. They were like, yeah, men ain't putting the same output. I think it's a mix. I think it's more so of they know the younger generation is not purchasing the American dream. And the thought process of work till you die, grind, work as it keep on pushing. They ain't on that. Because you hear these people talking about they can't get nobody to work because most of the people feel like, hey, man, these people ain't paying enough for me to do all this. We just talked about it last week. These people telling you to work 40 hours a week and then go get Medicare. Go get food stamps. You know what I'm saying? And if this is how the society at large is treated, because what they bank on is the workhorses are men. The men going to do all the producing, all the working. They're going to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Women in general not going to do all that. That's why they get amped up when stuff come out and say, okay, women have bought more homes than single men. Because you buying what they selling and we not. So because you bought what they selling, you think that makes you superior. I just seen a clip where the poor minds chicks was talking about, I think that was Ari Lennox, and they were saying, you know, you got certain stuff as a woman. She said the key thing that she said was they're dealing with wealthy men. And she said those wealthy men didn't care about none of that. And they was like, oh, your partner not celebrating you. This wasn't about celebration because you're not talking about somebody who you were already with. If you with a man and then you get 10 investment properties or you got your PhD, I would wager he would celebrate you. He wouldn't be insecure about that. But if you not my old lady and you leading with that, why would you think I care about that? That's not what I'm assessing a wife off of. But they don't click that in their brain because they think, well, if a man told me that, I would want him. Well, baby, you look like a gorilla. You built like a bag of laundry. You rude and disrespectful. But I'm supposed to care because you got fit. Because listen, baby, unless you finna give me all that passive income from them 15 properties, what I care about you got them for? What you say? Oh, she got some. Like what? Why would I care about that? Okay, you got a lot of degrees. That's great. How much debt you got though? I don't want to have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? But in general, dudes don't want to work that hard no more. Y'all be around some of them younger cats. Them younger cats be talking about working like that. No, I'm talking about really like, hey man, they finna. I put it this way, like. No, they talking about putting in the work for a wife. Yeah, that's their point. Yeah, and these women ain't worth living for. Ain't no maybe. Ain't no maybe. Ain't no maybe. I understand, but I mean, I'm talking about the aspect that when you hear the younger generation speak and they thought process and the things that they desire, and you sitting here listening to that like, you really want to put your life on the line for that? I'll pass. That's what they at. You know what I'm saying? I'll pass. I don't want to do that. And they look, because like I said, they looking at the generation, at least the generation that came before me, who would go out here and breathe in coal mining dust. You know what I'm talking about? Damn near about to die to take care of a chick who at the house. Man, look here, man. They say, well, these younger people, they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that at all. Just like we were talking about this other day, you know, like that. We talk about it for like the aspect of a stay-at-home mom. That's not biblical per se. But it's a lot of people who teach it like it is, but there was no such thing. It didn't exist back then. You know what I'm saying? The stay-at-home mom is a new creation. It's probably not even 150 years. It's probably no older than the history of the United States of America. If the United States, they did though. That's what I'm saying. But I mentioned it because we juxtapose it to how this society is set up. Get up and go to a job. You know what I'm saying? But everybody always worked. It just didn't look at. I only say that because when you see certain things in this particular society, right? You hear women always mention in America you couldn't have your own bank account and this, that, there, and the third, and they making it seem like this was women's lot for the entirety of the history of mankind. When you're only regulating it to one location for a 250-year period. You know what I'm talking about? But in reality, baby, women always worked in every culture and every society. But it just didn't look like how it looks here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they judging it by. Don't nobody no stay-at-home mom. That woman was out there milking cows, churning butter, making clothes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He out there tending to the vineyard. Like they always want to say you were hunter-gatherers. No, that's what white men told you that we were. Them crackers might have been out here doing XYZ. That's not what everybody else was doing. We wasn't out here hunting buffalo and lions. You was tending to sheep and oxen and things of this nature. This is generally what most people, irregardless of culture, this is what they did. You know what I'm saying? They tended to cattle, they tended to crops. If they had certain precious metals or wares, they sold them. Nobody out here talking about find lion, kill lion, eat lion. No, that's white people stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like these young dudes, 17, 20 hours and enough, they feel like they can make more money scamming and trapping. My Lord. They want the easy life, no real work ethic at all, or to be a YouTuber these days. Now, I'm not mad at them if they want to be a YouTuber because that's the lane that's been carved. If it's a lane to be made with, but see, this is the thing too, Craig. It's a lot of work that come in being a content creator that people just don't understand. Come along with that. Yeah, they still doing something.
Yeah,
Some work ethic.
Oh, you ain't no something. You gotta need a lot of work ethic, man. Listen, I just seen Big Josh talking about this, man. Josh say he started making videos 2016, 17, and he said he didn't really start making no money off of it until maybe 3-4 years later. And he said initially he was posting videos on IG, not making nothing. You know what I'm saying? I think he said he happened to see on the YouTube studio revenue and seeing like he made a little bit of, not even like $20. And he didn't even know he could make money from that. That's why if you follow certain content creators, it's 2026, you see a lot of them don't make the content that they made 5, 10, 15 years ago. Because they done moved to other ways to monetize themselves, man. It's a hard gig. It's definitely a hard gig. You say you got to have a lot of self-belief to be a content creator. That's true. And those YouTube content creators don't last too long. They find something else. Yeah, because a lot of them want to do other things to begin with, or they get burnt out.
Look at Jake Paul. He probably been one of the bosses for a long time.
Yeah, and he got his podcast. He's doing a multitude of things. Who you looking for? Huh? No, she had one in there too. Jamal from out of there. She might be in the garage. Say the car dealership by your house offering $120K a year for mechanics, and they still can't find nobody. Yeah, man. Now, when you got men who lose, because in general, this is a white thought process now. And when I say white, I'm talking about the white power structure. They believe that the motivating factor for most men are women. So they believe that because men of previous generations were motivated to do things for access to a woman, they just figured that would keep going. And what they found out is in the last maybe 2 generations that these men, regardless of race in America, they're not motivated by that. And it's because regardless if ladies like to accept it, the quality of women has went down. Now, some ladies may feel like the quality of men have went down, and that's fair. But the aspect of the burden and responsibility of carrying an individual don't rest on her shoulders because she don't want it anyway. She wants the power, but she doesn't want the responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And all this stuff really been coming out lately because you seen the video with the dude sleeping in his car and his wife came out there fooling with him. See, I'd have ran her over. You know what I'm saying? Because he literally told her he was in the car because of her, and she was like, just come in the house. He was like, I can't get... See, I would have been left. Because if I had to look my wife in the face and say, I can't get no peace in my house because you in it, I'm not finna stay there. I'm going to leave. And I ain't never coming back. Hopefully we ain't got no kids. I'll never see you again in life. I ain't even riding the store to get some milk. I'm walking out with my bags. I'm going to holler at you. Yeah, I ain't doing nothing clandestine, nothing slick. Babe, I'm good. See, I'm telling you, it's another reason why a lot of ladies don't think they had no issue. Because this is something that a lot of dudes do. When they don't want to fool with a woman no more, they start doing things to make that woman leave him. Instead of him just leaving. You know what I'm saying? If you just leave. Because a lot of ladies feel like if a man leave you, that means that that's actually you're a terrible woman. That's why she wants to leave so she can feel like, see, it was him and not me. Because if he leave, that means you terrible. Because the stereotype is men don't leave. You know what I'm saying? But men don't leave because you're so great. They don't leave because they don't got the nuts to say, no, baby, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I can't deal with that. You're rude. You're disrespectful. You don't cook. You're filthy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out. This is the aspect, and I mention this because when you look at a lot of people who say they serve God, they operate in this same fashion. That's why I mentioned all this in the first place. You're rude, you're disrespectful, and you think God's sitting out there like, yeah, I can't wait to come home. Man, he don't want to be here. You don't even want to be here. It's people who don't want to be in themselves, and you think God want to live in you. You don't even want to live in you. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? You don't even want to be there, but you think God want to be there. Now, that's something that a lot of people don't consider. Like, I know it sounds funny, but you really got to. It's people who don't want to be within themselves. But you think the Almighty Elohim, the creator of all things, the God of heaven and earth, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, want to dwell in you. You don't even want to dwell in you. And not because of what's happened to you, but because fundamentally who you are as an individual. You know you're a terrible person. Nah, for sure, Joseph. What I got you on?
I just read something for him.
Yeah, that's good. So with verse 18 again, man. And it's just something to consider, man. It's not no aimed at nobody in particular. These just my thoughts on things that I hear and I see and I encounter that line up with the word. Just for us to consider. Because y'all know, every one of us in here knows somebody who really don't like themselves. Like, I'm not just saying that, I wasn't saying that to be funny. I'm just being honest. Everybody knows at least one person in your lifetime where you knew that they genuinely did not like themselves for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? You not liking yourself don't necessarily mean you may be a horrible person. But if you don't even like to be in you, meaning you don't like to dwell in your thoughts, dwell in your heart, dwell in these things of this nature, and you think the God who's too pure to look upon evil want to do it, and you don't even want to do it, come on, man. That means what we need, Silvo, is renewing. You need to be made new. You need to be repaired. But don't nobody want to be repaired. You know what they be wanting to do? Put a new patch on an old garment. That only work when you make patchwork jeans. That don't work with your soul. Because that's what you're looking for with a patchwork jean. You're looking for something worn out. Come on, man. Read the verse 18 again. We need to get this 8 out.
Now Absalom in his lifetime had taken and reared up for himself a pillar, which is in the king's dale. And he said, I have no son to keep my name in remembrance. And he called the pillar after his own name, and it is called until this day Absalom's place.
Listen, right? Did you get the definition of place?
Dale was a valley.
Yeah, I got heard that one. You know what I'm saying? Keep it in the low place.
And then places, y'all.
So
Man.
So again, when you look at, he had no son to keep his name in remembrance, so he set up a pillar of remembrance in a particular location. You know, and the apostles and those who believe on him through the apostles are those who were set up to keep his name in remembrance, to where his name's still in the earth, i.e. the word, because we know the word of Elohim live forever. So therefore that seed can't be destroyed. It go from generation to generation. This nigga got air on it, cold as hell. Come on, verse 19, man.
And said Ahimaaz, the son of Zadok, let me now run and bear the king tidings, how that Jehovah have avenged him of his enemies.
That's right.
And Joab said unto him, you shall not bear tidings this day, but you shall bear tidings another day.
Another day.
This day you shall bear no tidings, because the king's son is dead.
Dead.
Then said Joab to Cushai, go tell the king what you have seen. And Cushai bowed himself unto Joab and reigned. Then said Ahimaaz, the son of Zadok, yet again to Joab, but howsoever, let me, I pray you, also run after Cushai. And Joab said, wherefore will you run, my son, seeing you have no tidings? But howsoever said he, let me run, and he said unto him, run. Then Ahimaaz ran by the way of the plain and overran Cushai. David sat between the two gates, and the watchman went up to the roof, over the gate, unto the wall, and lifted up his eyes and looked. And behold, a man running alone. And the watchman cried and told the king, and the king said, be alone.
Oh, that's good, because that's what nigga wanted. Come to 1 Kings chapter 1. I'm gonna cut the air off. I know that. You could pick it up 1 and 1.
Now King David was old and stricken in years, and they covered him with clothes, but he got no heat.
Got no heat.
Wherefore his servant said unto him, let there be sought for my lord the king a young virgin, and let her stand before the king, and let her cherish him, and let her lie in your bosom, that my lord the king may get heat. So they sought for a fair damsel throughout all the coast of Yasharal and found Abishag a Shunammite and brought her to the king. And the damsel was very fair and cherished the king and ministered to him, but the king knew her not. Then
We were talking about this the other day, right? They said they got the young virgin to keep him heat. What you can infer from that? Yeah, he wasn't getting down because he ain't never touched her. I'll read it again. So he ain't never touched her. Verse 2.
It said, wherefore a servant said unto him, let there be sought for my lord the king a young virgin, and let her stand before the king, and let her cherish him, and let her lie in your bosom, that my lord the king may get heat.
So they sought
For a fair damsel throughout all the coast of Yasharal.
and they found
Abishag a Shunammite.
Now, see, there's going to be a problem with Abishag. Y'all know about Abishag? Who in here don't know about Abishag? You know about that story? She come up a little later. Somebody tried to pull a stunt for Abishag. You know who tried to pull a stunt for Abishag? It's been a long time. Let me see if anybody remember? Let me see if anybody on here remember. Shalom, my G. What's happening with you? Love you too, man. Listen, Abishag. Y'all don't remember Abishag?
She was the one who let the I don't know, if it was Elijah into her house to give him a place to rest.
Nah, because David never laid with Abishag. So you know who Abishag ended up marrying?
David's sons. They're kind of fight for the throne.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you this break for this story. Come over here to chapter 2. Who was supposed to be king instead of Solomon?
Was it Adonai?
Mm-hmm. Now listen to this. Go over here to 1 King chapter 2. Verse 12.
Then sat Solomon upon a
That's
throne
right,
with David, his father, and his kingdom was established greatly.
And
Adonai, the son of Haggith, came to Bathsheba, the mother of Solomon, and she said, come ye peaceably. And he said, peaceably. He said, moreover, I have somewhat to say unto you.
he said,
say on, you know that the kingdom was mine, and that all Yasharal set their faces on me, that I should reign.
howbeit,
the kingdom is turned about and has become our brothers, for it was his from Yahuwah.
and now.
I ask one petition of you, deny me not. And she said unto him, say on.
And he said,
speak, I pray you, unto Solomon the king, for he will not say you no.
that he do what?
Give me Abishag the Shunammite to wife.
And Bathsheba
said, well, I will speak for you unto the king. Bathsheba therefore went unto the king Solomon to speak unto him for Adonai. The king rose up to meet her and bowed himself unto her and sat down on his throne and caused a seat to be set for the king's mother. And she sat on his right hand.
Pause. Now, I came here just simply because it's testimony stuff in here. Where it says she said that, and what she coming to do? To intercede on Adonai's behalf. You know what I'm talking about? So this is representative of the son sitting on the right hand of the father to make intercession on your behalf. Now, of course, his request is denied. Let's continue.
And then she said, I desire one small petition of you, I pray you. Say me not no. And the king said unto her, ask on my mother, for I will not say no to you.
Remember, right? He said, Abba, I know you hear me always. And that's what he said. And this also reiterates the fact of what it says in John when he said that he'll honor all requests. That's what? According to his will. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And she said, let Abishag the Shunammite be given to Adonai, your brother, to wife.
And King Solomon
answered and said unto his mother, why do you ask Abishag the Shunammite for Adonai? Ask for him the kingdom also, for he is my elder brother, even for him and for Abiathar the priest, and for Joab the son of Zeruiah. Then King Solomon sware by Yahuwah, saying, Elohim do so to me, and more also, if Adonai have not spoken this word against his own life.
Now therefore,
as Yahuwah live, which have established me and set me on the throne of David my father, and who have made me a house, as he promised, Adonai shall be put to death.
Now, of course, you know he got put to death. What did he do when it was time for him to die? He went to the altar and wouldn't leave him up out of there. He figured they won't kill me, and here Solomon say, bump it, kill him. You know what I'm saying? But remember, you see why Solomon didn't like it. Oh, if you do that for him, he know what that his brother is angling towards. Shoot, he gonna take it. You know what I'm talking about? But that's why I mentioned, do you remember Abishag? Is this because she had been given to King David originally? He said that it should be inferred. It don't say it explicitly. But it's probably more so because Solomon knew that the kingdom should have went to the elder brother, because you heard the brother say that. You know, the people were set on me and the kingdom was mine, but it's given to my brother because it was from Yahuwah. So he's performing some subterfuge and using his mama.
I thought that she was the one for that. This time he came, that was crazy.
She probably wasn't thinking about it. Probably because, again, no disrespect to ladies, when it comes to certain strategic and manipulation maneuverings, sometimes ladies look at some stuff and don't think it's not a big deal until it happens. You know what I'm saying? And then you realize, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? Which is why individuals, when they want to take a man down, they always go through the lady, because a lot of ladies don't pick up on manipulation that easily. You know what I'm saying? Which is why you hear all this stuff now, where you hear all these ladies talking about, like, dudes say this all the time. You got in this generation, it's been in my entire lifetime, not just this generation. I tell you how men are so stupid or women are so smart, and you get manipulated by a nigga who didn't graduate from high school. You know what I'm saying? So are you really that smart? No, you might be smart as it's dealing with books in somebody's classroom, but when it comes to life, a lot of them are stupid. Not stupid is that they lack intelligence, but stupid that they don't accept the truth that's right in front of their face. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of ladies are not dumb as far as intelligence is concerned, but when it comes down to common sense, proper judgment, and life decisions, oh boy, that junk there at the bottom of the barrel. Bottom of the barrel. You know what I'm saying? And the reason being is, again, it's not because of their lack of intelligence. It's because of their desire to do what feels good to them in that moment. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to make a life-altering decision based on how they feel in one moment. And people know this. More specifically, men know this. This is a real-life situation. I had somebody, man, like I literally told this person, you're extremely naive. And this nigga coming, you use that to manipulate me. If I was going to manipulate you because you was naive, you think I would tell you that?
I feel like that's how you like us to lose your virginity. You be thinking that was real stupid, but we don't be thinking that.
Yeah, but let's see, I was offended at the fact that you think that I'm not going to tell you that. Because then guess what I just allowed you to be able to do? Put your defenses up. If I want to manipulate you, I'm not going to tell you where you weak at. Because if I'm telling you where you weak at, guess what I'm telling you that for? So you can be aware of it, so you can do something about it. You know what I'm saying? So people don't take advantage of you. That's how I know that most people you ain't been around no con men. Con men don't give up the con. That defeats the purpose. I'm gonna be like, hey man, I know you're greedy, right? I'm gonna use your greed against you and get all your money. Then guess what you're gonna be doing? You trying to get me? You almost got me. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, that's not how that works, man. You know what I'm talking about? That's not how that works, man. Yeah, that's not how that works, bro. Like, seriously. But people don't pay attention to that. Because remember, it say that Satan come to steal, kill, and destroy. You think Satan gonna tell you what he do and how he do it? What did Paul tell you? We're not ignorant of his devices. You think Satan gonna tell you, see, I know you like yams, so I'm gonna lead you over here where you can get them yams. See, there's a teddy. No, they're going. That's not how that works, bro. That's not how that works.
Some people do be simple enough, man. That still don't work.
That's not somebody who's simple enough for that to happen. That's somebody who wanted to do that anyway, and they just can use that as their rhyme and reason to be the victim. But in general, when you're dealing with people who are really seeking to manipulate, con, and get over on people, they're not going to blatantly and patently tell you that you have a deficiency somewhere. They're not going to do that. Because my objective is that you don't never know what your weaknesses are so that I can continually and consistently exploit it for my gain. This is what I meant when I told you why that most people are not that good at deception. Most people are good at deceiving themselves because most people don't have that high level of charm, charisma, and criminality to do all of that. Most people allow that to happen because you want to be lied to anyway. You know what I'm saying? Which is why individuals who tell people the unadulterated truth, they usually get shunned. Just like I say, I wasn't even being rude or disrespectful. I just told you straight up, you are extremely naive. And what does it mean to be naive? It really means that you don't have life experience. So therefore, you see the world through rose-colored glasses and not the world that's in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Because to be naive in general, biblically to be naive is you're simple-minded. You know what I'm saying? Or you're open-minded. Scripturally, open-minded is not a positive thing. You know what I'm saying? You say their arrogance gets the best of them. Yeah. I mean, shoot, a lot of con men, that's how they get. Well, really, that's how a lot of con men con people, is your arrogance. Like when you read that, I told you, like you read that law in 48 when he talking about, play a mark to catch a mark seemed dumber than to play a sucker to catch him. And they was mentioning the dude who got all these people with diamonds and gold doing. He used their greed, he used their arrogance against them. Because a lot of people who are extremely successful, they really do think people who are not are beneath them. You know what I'm saying? So they do genuinely look down on you. So individuals who want to con them, they use that against them. You ain't gonna walk up to somebody going to con you. You're an arrogant bastard. And I'm gonna use that arrogance to get you, buddy. It's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? This is how I know that a lot of people ain't never really been outside. You know what I'm saying? And when I say outside, I'm talking about in a world dealing with the machinations of men. You know what they used to say, man, this is a dog-eat-dog world. A lot of the women not built for that type of world because they don't have those type of instincts. Because dealing with men, shoot, you better have them instincts. Shoot, dealing with this word, you better have them instincts. Because what he told you, Sippy, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. Because it's real deal vultures and vipers out here, man. Ain't that what he called the scribes, you generation of vipers? Like, that's a real thing, man. You got people playing all type of games out here, man. I told you this for years, man. You better know the truth of Yahuwah. That's right. He say walk circumspectly. Because listen, boy, Satan know his lie good, boy. He don't take no days off. And he not going to come and tell you where you weak at. He going to take your weaknesses and exploit them. The difference between Satan and Yahuwah is Yahuwah going to tell you what your weaknesses are so that you can be made strong from them. He'll never use them against you. Satan ain't going to tell you nothing. You weak for women, he going to exploit sin out of you with women as long as you go for it. If you weak for validation, if you weak for praise, you know what I'm talking about? If you weak for money, whatever it is you weak for, he going to use that against you. And when I say use it against you, meaning he going to put that temptation in your face and try to exploit you for that weakness that you have. Remember, he said, blessed is the man that endured temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive a crown of life that the Lord has promised to all those that love him. He said, but if a man be enticed and drawn away, he's drawn away from his own desire. Now, Yahushua told you to crucify that desire and take that weakness and turn it into a strength by dwelling in him. Satan not going to do that. He gonna tell you, yeah, look at that round. Look at that. You see her? Look at them hips, boy. She look good, ain't her? She winking at you, boy. She winking at you. She smell good, don't her? Go and lean in. That's how he kick his game. You weak for drugs, you might have had an issue. It seemed like everybody pop up. Boy, I got some weed, boy. We got the perks in the car. Look, even before you was in the word, if it was something that you had in your mind not to do, doesn't it ironically seem like every nigga you know who do that pop up asking you to do it? People you ain't even talked to in a long time. Boy, we hitting the club tomorrow. Boy, you want to go? Boy, I ain't talked to you in a month. That's how he operate, man. Just out the blue. Because it's to test your resolve. We always talk about that, man. You know what I'm saying? And it get cliche after a while when you hear that, you know what I'm saying? Motivation won't keep you going, but it's really the grind in your heart, man, the burning and whelming desire to do something that most people don't have. That's why I knock this hoe down. I smoke this weed. I'll tell this lie. I'll cuss this person out because you didn't have a ready heart and a willing mind to begin with. So all it took was the opportunity. And most people want the opportunity if they believe they're going to get away with it. You know what the book say about that, Sip, you know?
That's
That's right. He knows. See, he learned. Learn. Listen, because what he say, because it's not executed, you think it's in your mind, I keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? You say, I ain't gonna call slip, I keep my pistol on me. Come on, man. Let's go back to 1 King. I just wanted to see if y'all remember that about Abishag, man. You know, it's been a long time since we talked about Abishag, man. Then on top of that, even though David didn't lay with her, you wanted your daddy's concubine? You wild for that. But guess what? Who else took his daddy's concubine? The man we just read about. And what was Absalom trying to do? Overthrow his daddy. So when you see Solomon saying, so this what you own? Okay, I see what you own. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I got something for you. I got something for you right now. He said, well, you spoke a word against your life today. And then you brought your mama into it. So you double dirty. And why did he do that? Because he knew that Solomon wasn't gonna say no to Mom Dukes. He already knew that. That's what he thought. He thought wrong. That boy died. Let's read where he died at, man. Shoot, bump that jump. Where is that? Oh, they might be further down. So just read 24, man. She said, not if you change your phone number. See, I ain't changing no phone number. I'm just going to hang up on it. You know what I'm saying? See, that's how I caught that first sales charge, because they ain't had no doggone, you know, back then you couldn't, it wouldn't hang up on them. You know, your phone will still ring. You know, this 2002, you know what I'm saying? We had no smartphones and all that. So you still got to see him. See, now that, man, boom, you couldn't block nobody back then. I promise to you, because you keep calling my phone and I don't want to talk to you. I ain't got no choice but to block you, because I promise to you, I ain't finna going through all that. Don't call me, cuz. Why you want to talk to somebody who don't want to talk to you is beyond me. I seen too many men do it, though. Huh? These ain't no bill collector. You know they gonna call. Truth be told, they supposed to stop calling if you tell them to. Then you can have a bill collector calling them. Call me again. I bet I sue you. I told you stop calling me. But most people don't know that you can tell them, hey man, don't call me no more. And if they call you or you put them on the do not call list and they call you again, yeah, they can be fine, man. You get a little bread up out of them. Now you gotta get them put on you gotta get yourself put on a do not call list, or you gotta explicitly tell them don't call my phone no more. They not just because they're a bill collector, they not legally obligated. They don't have no lawful. I can just keep calling you. You're like, yeah, don't call me no more. Hell, I mean, most of y'all already know that. You know, bill collector, you ain't got to pay them no way if they're not the originator of the debt. Yeah, them people done sold you sold that, buddy. I'm not paying you because I don't owe you. One white dude got mad with me about that. I said, bro, I don't owe you, cuz. But I say, man, you bought that from them people. Shoot, you better get your money back from them. Ain't nobody tell you to buy. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? You want to get mad at me because you bought it then. Them people called me about that Uber car I had. We're talking about you owe us such and such. We'll get it in blood. Can't call me no 4 years later about that car, man. You can go all the way to hell. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all overcharged me for it anyway. He served his purpose. You can have it. Not for real, they'll keep calling you. Yeah, they'll call like this. That's all you got to tell them. I don't owe you, cuz. Well, if you owe, let's say if you owe Navy Federal and they sold it to B&J's debt collection, you ain't got to pay them because I don't owe you. I'm talking about this is legally. You don't got, I owe Navy Federal. I don't got no contract with you. So tell Navy Federal to call. They get mad when you tell them stuff like that. You ain't supposed to know that.
Who is these niggas?
Who taught you this? Al Gore's internet. That's who. So your youngest son was 10 years old when he read about Adonijah declaring himself king and David declaring Solomon king and picked up Adonijah, was playing the beast Well, praise Yahuwah. Yeah, he definitely did. And we didn't talk about that before. That was a long time ago. Since he mentioned it, let's look at it. Oh, that's further down in the chapter. In chapter 1. Let's keep going. In chapter 1, that's further down in the chapter.
So now, therefore, as Yahuwah lives, which have established me and set me on the throne of David my father, and who have made me a house, as he promised.
He said that's why you changed phone numbers. What verse?
That was verse 24.
No, go back. Oh, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And King Solomon sent by the hand of Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, and he fell upon him that he died. And unto Abiathar the priest said the king, get you to Anathoth unto your own fields, for you are worthy of death. But I will not at this time put you to death, because you bear the ark of Yahuwah Elohim before David my father.
And you was?
And you have been afflicted in all wherein my father was afflicted. So Solomon thrust out Abiathar from being priest unto Yahuwah, that he might fulfill the word of Yahuwah, which he spake concerning the house of Eli and Shiloh.
Why is that important, what he just mentioned with Eli and Shiloh? Because Eli's sons couldn't be priests no more. So, you know what I'm saying? He had to work them out. See, some people think some stuff get done instantaneously. Sometimes it take a while. You know what I'm saying? There's a time period where the wrong priesthood, and this is that time period where it was instituted, and Solomon correct that. Like, y'all can't work in this priesthood no more. What I mean is they sons of Aaron, but your family has been thrust out. So y'all got to get from out here. Go ahead.
Then tidings came to Joab, for Joab had turned after Adonijah, though he turned not after Absalom. And Joab fled unto the tabernacle of Yahuwah, and it caught hold on the horns of the altar. And it was told King Solomon that Joab was fled unto the tabernacle of Yahuwah, and behold, he is by the altar. Then Solomon sent Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, saying, go fall upon him. And Benaiah came to the tabernacle of Yahuwah and said unto him, thus saith the king, come forth. And he said, nay, thou would die here.
I'm going to die here.
Brought the king word again, saying, thus said Joab, and thus he answered me. King said unto him, do as he have said, and fall upon him, and bury him, that you may take away the innocent blood which Joab shed from me and from the house of my father.
Why you shed that innocent blood, Sibby?
And Yahuwah shall return his blood upon his own head, who fell upon 2 men more righteous and better than he, and slew them with the sword, my father David not knowing thereof. To wit, Abner the son of Ner, captain of the host of Yasharah, and Amasa the son of Jether, captain of the host of Yehuda. Their blood shall therefore return upon the head of Joab, and upon the head of his seed forever. But upon David, and upon his seed, and upon his house, and upon his throne shall there be shalom forever from Yahuwah.
Where that blood was at? On his head. Let's go back to 1 King 1. You can hear about Adonijah doing what he did, man. Trying to usurp the throne. Go ahead. We're in verse 3, man. Abishag the Shunammite.
So they sought for a fair damsel throughout all the coast of Yasharah, and found Abishag the Shunammite, and brought her to the king. And the damsel was very fair, and cherished the king, and ministered to him, but the king knew her not.
He ain't never lay with her. Say, I'm cold. I ain't got no time. That's what they said. They knew he was finna die. The boy was clowning by that, because he ain't lay with her. Because obviously David and Solomon had a mutual desire in common, and that was women. They like women. And clearly Adonijah did too. You know what I'm saying? And obviously the one who raped his sister too, clearly, them boys had a high libido. Jesse too. Judah boys. Judah with the you know what I'm talking about? Boy, like them yeah. You know what I'm talking about? They say, hey, sanctified in marriage. Let me get to them yams. You know what I'm saying? All jokes aside, though, clearly you can read this in the text, David and Solomon like women. You understand me? That's Uncle Willie's son. No, he a player. You know what I'm saying? And you a king and you like women? That's right up your alley. That's right up your alley. You say Judah's pickup line was crazy. It was, though. It definitely was, though. You know what I'm saying? I seen a dude tell some stud chick a line. That joint was cold. Baby melted in his hand. Man, I can't even remember what he said, man. You know what I'm talking about? It was a cold line, though, baby, because she couldn't even resist it. Go ahead, man. Shall I come unto you? That's something to tell it. Shall I come on over? You know what I'm saying? It's almost sounded like what Pac said, you know what I'm saying? Bear me a G, but I can't say that because it's not proper for this occasion.
So then Adonijah, the son of Haggith, exalted himself, saying, I will be king. And prepared him chariots and horsemen, and 50 men to run before him. And his father had not displeased him at any time in saying, why have you done so? And he also was a very goodly man, and his mother bare him after Absalom.
Now see, Adonijah doing this because he know David old. So he trying to seize on the opportunity. Because I would wager at this juncture, they already know that it's Solomon's. Go ahead, man.
And he conferred with Joab, the son of Zeruiah, and with Abiathar the priest, and they followed Adonijah helped him.
Now, I also want to reiterate this here because Zadok gets an everlasting priesthood, and I need to go read Numbers 25 to set this up with Phineas also, because he was afflicted and rode with David the whole time. So Yahuwah blessed him with an everlasting priesthood because Zadok never turned his back on he whose heart as Yahuwah's. Never, not one time, rode with him. Didn't fold, didn't flake, didn't do none of that. That's why Solomon said that about Abathar. I ain't going to kill you because everything my daddy suffered, you suffered it with it. See, Solomon only put Abathar out because, again, he wasn't supposed to be in the priesthood. And it's not because of anything he did do or didn't do, but because of what Eli didn't do way back before Samuel was even born. Remember, what was Eli's sons in there doing? Knocking women down at the tabernacle door, man. Cuffing the sacrifices. And Eli didn't stop him. But no, that points to what I was mentioning earlier, that people can do some stuff and don't nobody say nothing to you. So you think ain't nothing wrong with you. Listen, man. I ain't talking about average, everyday, regular life stuff. Because most of the time you see somebody doing something wild, you round and be like, hey, bro, you wild. You know what I'm saying? But when you get into religious spaces, that's why I mentioned that last night, right? Because there's some people, they would be mad with me, right? Because it didn't happen before. Like I said, you done had some on. Tavon came, when Tavon moved down, he had a whole bunch of, some people lose their brain. He got Nikes on. I don't give a goddamn about that. Somebody say something, you tripping about that. And I'm mentioning this here because this is how self-righteous niggas get. You gonna go off on this man about that. Whole time, it's a dude over here been licking random butts every week and you know it. Them not his wife. He's an old freaky dicky nigga and you know he is. But you want to trip on this person who don't even know this information. You know what I'm talking about? Buy some shoes. Then, and also because I had this attitude, right? Because also I know that we ain't even switched to that because I gave a damn about that. It was somebody saying, oh, if you're going to be affiliated with us, this is what we do. This is how I look at it. It's the same way that Paul looked at it with the sacrifices. Y'all know how Paul looked at them? Well, you might know about that. How Paul looked at them about that animal flesh they was around there eating. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When you talk about in the shambles and things of this nature. That man say, man, an idol is nothing. That's nothing. So I know that effectively, this is a stance of saying, okay, I don't want this woman's name on me. But it's the aspect of the shoe is nothing. If a nigga just offered a goat to Allah and you ain't know it, nigga, Allah is nothing. Now, would I eat that goat offered to Allah if my brother weak in the faith? Absolutely not. But I know fundamentally that idol is nothing. So I'm not going to lose my brain about that. But I'm not going to cause my brother to offend about it. I done met some dudes, boy. If you walked in here with a full Nike sweatsuit on right now, they gonna lose their brain. Meanwhile, it's a brother who been sitting over there with them the whole time, and they know he a full-fledged whore, and they don't say nothing to him. It's Greek guys. And that's my point. You know what I'm talking about? Because I've seen it, bro. Listen, man, I done seen dudes with all these women got skirts on. Woman walking there with some pants on, these niggas lose their mind. Whole time, baby getting flipped like a flapjack. You know what I'm talking about? And they know she getting flipped. With the long skirt, with fringes at the bottom. Remember. To get that member. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Straight like that. You know what I'm talking about? What I'm mentioning is it's certain stuff that I'm not tripping on that. Like I'm finna lose my brain. Bruh. These people be wilding, bro. Say, yeah, co-workers gave me some food for their Ramadan celebration a few days ago. I threw it out, though. He said, because this fool for another God. I heard that about you. Weightier matters. Hey, and I ain't mad at you about that.
I'm busting out with that plate in the valley. Plate wasn't right.
Now listen, he knew it was. You know what I'm saying? Now again, we went over this a while back, but when he say, "Hey, don't ask no questions for conscience sake," you got to remember they living in Rome or Corinth, wherever they at. They going to a meat market. They don't know if this meat been sacrificed to another god or not. He said, "Boy, if you ask that, boy, y'all gonna starve to death." At all. Don't ask no questions, man. And a lot of people think he's promoting idolatry. He's not promoting idolatry, bro. You got to understand he know where they live at, and then we know that reality, that idol is nothing. But at the same token, are we going to eat things knowingly sacrifice to devils? Of course not. Now, to answer your question, like that's a Greek goddess, right? So if you're talking about, do you want a name of another god on your chest? Probably not. Some brothers don't have no problem with it. We know what I'm talking about. We done seen posts where people just ask the question. Not making a definitive statement. Just ask the question. Should we wear this? Niggas going off. The ones who going off is because you rock it. But all you would have to say is, you know what? I understand that's a Greek goddess. I don't see no issue with that personally. Versus they will actually ridicule and castigate and belittle an individual for simply asking a question. You know what I'm saying? Okay, if you don't see it that deep, because some brothers will walk around and say, "You're an idolater." We say, "Idolater." Your soul is required, and I'm not making this up either, bro. You got some brothers that be like, "Man, I don't see nothing about that." Me, myself, I never cared. Like I say, we only switch because the nigga we were finna fool with. Because when he came at it, I was like, bro, I really don't care nothing about that. I really don't. Not personally, but if this is what y'all on, then fine. You know what I'm saying? This is what we'll do. But personally, I didn't care. I don't care about a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not finna be, I'm finna be the shoe police? Because you the shoe police? Because I got better things to be concerned about than looking at somebody's shoes. What kind of shoes you got on, brother? So guess what? If that's what they, you know what they would do? Like what most people do. The same way people go to people's congregations and they act like they ain't horn around, but they horn around when they leave. He just ain't gonna wear no Nikes to church. He gonna wear them out in the street though. So that's what people do. I'm not doing all that. You know what I'm saying? Case in point, like you already know that. Like when the first time Tradham came down here and Diamond was like, they ain't got no jewelry on. You think I'm finna lose my brain if a woman walk in the door with some jewelry on? But you got some people gonna walk in. This lady don't even know. See, these people be going off on people who. It's different if it's the people who are part of your group. This is what you do. They know that. I'm talking about these people be tripping on people they don't even know, and they think they justified in doing that. Consequently, like I said, it's a nigga who smoke weed, get drunk, beat this nigga sitting in congregation with dudes who beat on their wife, and they know they beating on their wife. God forbid you walk in there with some Air Force Ones on. They finna go off on you by these shoes you got on your feet. Meanwhile, this dude just punched his wife in the mouth yesterday. Straining that and that and swallowing a camel. You know what I'm saying? And again, that's why I mentioned that last night. It's not to diminish the lighter matters. You know what I'm talking about? That you got to have a proper balance. I'm not finna go off on you, bro. I'm not even, because man, my mind be way somewhere to be worrying about this here. And I know a dude is, that's the part that I don't like. People point out the easy stuff to jump down on somebody on while people over here wild. And they know they over here wild. I'm not talking about, hey man, somebody going through something. He might have said to this old lady it wasn't proper. He might need to go up. No, they wilding. You people in here wilding. Man. God, when you hear some of these stories these people be on, you be like, boy, I hope these people lying. Listen, I told you about this, man. A lady got killed. The pastor and his wife told the husband where his wife was at, knowing this man was beating on this woman. And then he messed around and killed her. Now, y'all know this man beating on this woman, and those would be the type of people to say something, see, brother, you an idolater with them shoes on. But you know this man beating on his wife, cuz. And you ain't said nothing to him. And then you turned his wife over, you ratted this woman out. And now she's dead. You say, meaning they're highly literal, but fall to the idols in their heart. And I agree. See, a lot of dudes got concrete in their head. Indeed. And people do be worrying about the wrong things. You say, man, I'm eating good, hot tiki madres right now. Indian guy just dropped it at the door. I don't even know what that is. You know what that is? You know what that is? Man, I don't know. I ain't never had Indian food. Oh, I ain't gonna eat no Indian food because them niggas be stank. I seen one video of how they live over there, man. I said, I'm good.
Are you talking about the street food?
They mixing the food with his meat.
Good, boy.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
But come on, man. Read verse 8. I'm gonna go read some of this stuff in Ezekiel, man. So I need to put that on the floor, and then we'll come back to Kings. Go ahead, bro.
But Zadok the priest and Benaiah the son of Jehoiada and Nathan the prophet and Shimei and Rei the mighty men which belonged to David were not with Adoniah. And Adoniah slew sheep and oxen and fat cattle by the stone of Zoheleth, which is by En-Rogel.
And it's another reason why, again, Zadok, because when Absalom pulled his stunt, Zadok didn't ride with him. When Adoniah pulled his stunt, Zadok didn't ride with him. Come over to Ezekiel 40 real quick. Let's put this on the table, man, on the floor. Come over here to 40:39. Say goat or chicken biryani, can't go wrong with chicken 6'5". I don't know what that is. I don't even know what biryani is. I don't even know what that is.
Spicy chicken.
Oh no, I don't want nothing spicy. 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 They go in spicy, it come out spicy. Ain't no pause about that. I'm talking about it when it goes to the small and large intestines. Hit that colon. Sir. Shoot, they was like that when I was young. I don't do no spicy food, boy. Because when it's time for it to go, that's how it's leaving. And I'm good on that. No, sir. No, sir. She said it's like rice pilaf. Shoot, I ain't a fan of that either. I done had it. I mean, it ain't bad, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't got a hankering for it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't something I'd be like, well, I sure hope she makes some rice pilaf tonight. Shoot, I barely want rice at all. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's the proper context.
None of that, you know what I mean? I'm pretty straightforward at that point. Like, you got mad at me earlier talking about some nothing, man. I don't care about that. I don't want no rice. Man, I only really started eating rice because of lifting weights, man. I ain't eat rice like that. Nah, I eat what's in front of me. But you talking about asking for rice? I would never sit in the house. I sure hope Mom Dukes make yellow rice tonight because I'm going to eat what you make. I don't mean I'm looking forward to it. It's a lot of stuff my mama made I ain't care for. She made meatloaf, I ain't care for it. I still ate it. Hey, because you know why? Because in our house ain't no substitutes, ain't no special requests. You know what I'm talking about? You eat this and you eat nothing. You know what I'm talking about? You only get a special request on your birthday. Ain't nobody like, yeah, you know, he don't like this, I'm gonna make him this instead. Who? Rosalind Winning Well. She was born in 1955. They didn't do that. Yeah, they ain't do that. This what we cooking. This what you eating.
You said you ain't eating nothing.
Yeah, I'm finna eat then. Because shoot, but they know that when I got older, it was a lot of rice hit the trash can. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because you know when I was younger, I ain't even like for my food to touch. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mixed nothing. So some stuff I eat once I done ate the main part that I'm mixing it with, whatever left ain't getting ate. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like she be making zucchini. I don't like zucchini. You know what I'm saying? I need to eat it. I don't like it. But once ever the main, you know what I'm saying, protein is completed, whatever zucchini ain't ate. Because I can't eat it dolo. No, I can't eat it dolo. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't like a lot of things. But I'm going to eat them. Especially when I started lifting weights, you realize you don't eat for taste. You eat for muscle. So it don't matter if it tastes good, tastes bad, tastes in the middle. You want some 20-inch biceps? Then eat it then. You know what I'm talking about?
So you done been a line step for the day, man. Hey, boy, you're them fat Joe, boy.
Damn sure I don't like chicken wings, man. Man, listen, man, it's been plenty times I came home when I was like 18, 19, 20 years old, and Mom Dukes had chicken wings and they're out mad as hell. What am I gonna do with this? What am I do with this? Man, I ain't never went to a restaurant in my life and say, let me get the 20-piece wing. Never. Ever in my life. Man, I'm not ordering no wings from nobody.
Whole wing?
No. I ain't never like wings like that.
You get 3 whole wings.
I ain't never like wings like that, bro.
But you too much work. You want to eat a drumstick.
I mean, I'm not gonna go buy some drumsticks. If you cook drumsticks, I'm gonna eat them. I'm not gonna go buy none. Man, listen, I'm only buying the breast. I ain't buying thighs or none of that. If you cook thighs, I'm going to listen, man. Whatever my mama cooked, I ate it. The only thing that I didn't eat that she cooked is when I stopped eating pork when I was 16, and I had to learn because she was still putting it on my plate. So I ate everything around it and left that on that plate because I meant what I said. I don't eat that no more. She figured it out. It took about 2 weeks because I was serious about that. Man, when I stopped eating pork, muffin was 5. She might have did. But honestly, as I told her, man, I started eating pork because I was going through the book and I seen it in the book. So then, of course, at that time in my life, I was only told that Muslims didn't eat pork. I told y'all this before when my mama was alive. And I asked her, I thought you said that only Muslims, why they say this in this book? And she was like, pray over your food, boy, and it's blessed. I went through the Bible and came back and say, Mama, this ain't in there what you said. She said, leave me the hell alone, boy. I stopped eating it right then. After that, the smell of it made my stomach turn.
Yeah, I think I was sitting right next to you.
Yeah, I was physically repulsed after that. Like it wasn't something like it was like, I'm gonna stop. Like I started smelling like, ugh. Ate a ham sandwich, like, God, no. Like straight up. Craig say chicken wings are a waste of time. Oh man.
We got another one.
But yeah, and then like I said, now you making pork chops and all this here. I'm like, man, I don't want that. I don't eat that. So you put it on there anyway. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Cause I told you I ain't want that. I ain't gonna be like what Mama gave. I don't want that. Yeah, she figured out. She left me alone. She made something else. You know what I'm saying? My auntie just came and say, "Baby, why you don't eat it no more?" I said, I read that in here, and they say you ain't supposed to eat it. She said, well, that's good enough. It ain't like it was really some rice and niggas, because niggas still eating shrimp. But I ain't put that together with the shrimp. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't have no biblical base to put that together. You know what I'm saying? But I seen that, and I just was like, hey, what's up with that? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody had no answer for it. So that's where that came from. Come on, Ezekiel 40 and 39.
And in the porch of the gate were 2 tables on this side and 2 tables on that side to slay thereon the burnt offering and the sin offering and the trespass offering. And at the side without, as one go up upon the entry of the north gate, were 2 tables, and on the other side, which was at the porch of the gate, were 2 tables.
And I say this here, it's the same thing with D, whatever she cook. If I'm gonna eat it, if I don't want to eat it, I'd be like, I'm all right. And I usually don't be like, I'm gonna make something else because she made this. I'd be like, man, I just don't want that. I don't want to eat that. You ain't got to make no substitutes or nothing. I'm good. Might eat a bowl of cereal. Might eat nothing. That's just how I am. I come from a different time. So, some do, hey, whatever they wife cook, that's what they eat. Whoever preparing your meals, whatever they making, that's what you eat unless you ask for something specifically. It ain't going to be no, why you making that? Oh, I ain't doing all that. Because if I wanted something in particular, you know what I could have said? Do we have such and such? Can you make me that? Oh, no, we don't have none of that. I'll send you the money for you to go buy that so you can make me that. So if I didn't do that, I believe that's highly immature to go off on this woman about something and you did not state that what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? So whatever she's making, that's what I'm eating. And if I don't want to eat it, then I ain't going to eat it. Sometimes she makes sweet potatoes. Sometimes I eat it. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes it's like, the sweet potato straight, and sometimes it repulses me. Not because how she makes it. You know what I'm saying? Just sometimes the taste of a sweet potato they ain't doing it for her. Whether it's raw sweet, she made something with it, it was straight. And sometimes I don't know what kind. When I was younger, I could eat it, but as I got older, I don't like sweet potatoes like that no more. Now the casserole, I don't have that problem. But any other form of it, like a baked sweet potato, can't do it. Can't do it. Just can't do it. I don't even want it.
You like nigga yams.
Nah, because I don't even want them either. Because I never was a soul food eating type of person. Yeah, go ahead.
Saying at the side without, as one go up to the entry of the north gate, were 2 tables, and on the other side, which is at the porch of the gate, were 2 tables. 4 tables were on this side, 4 tables on that side. By the side of the gate, 8 tables, whereupon they slew their sacrifices. And the 4 tables were of hewn stone for the burnt offering, a cubit and a half long and a cubit and a half broad, 1 cubit high, whereupon also.
What verse you in?
That's 42.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure I don't miss the verse that we came.
They laid the instruments wherewith they slew the burnt offering and the sacrifice, and within were hooks and hand broad fastened round about, and upon the tables was the flesh of the offering. Without the inner gate were the chambers of the singers in the inner court, and was at the side of the north gate, and their prospect was toward the south gate, one at the side of the
Crystal
east gate.
said she was eating liver cheese sandwiches. What the hell is that? Liver cheese. I never heard of that. She said that was hard for her to let go. What type of animal is liver cheese? Huh?
Little ring of white cheese.
Oh, you can eat that. She said. I thought he said cow liver.
He said pork.
No, he said cow, but it's really pork.
Oh.
I thought liver was beef though.
Yeah, I thought it was cow
No,
liver.
they got beef livers, but he talking about the processed meat sandwich.
Liver worse. Oh, Crystal say it's pork, Southern grandma. Yeah, I just thought liver was beef. I don't think hoghead cheese got pork in it. I think that's just what they call it.
Hog head cheese, when they boil the head of a pig, put it on there and make it.
Oh, I never had it. The name in itself maybe was like, no.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Listen, I don't want no head or nothing. I don't want cow head, hog head, dog head. I don't want none of that. Nope. I ain't even a Publix deli type of guy.
It just slipped that on you, man.
I probably can count on one hand how many times I done ordered something from Publix there, man. I'm definitely not one of the people who was a promoter. No, I never went, man. Not as an adult. I never went, like, well, I got to go to Publix. No. You would do all that there, man. When you ever seen me walk around here with a Publix sub? Talking about going to get a Publix sub.
You say you ain't never had one, though?
I done had nigga buy one. I ain't never went, nigga. I done been to doggone catered events. Nigga had Publix subs in there. It didn't make me say, damn, I want to go to Publix and spend my money on it. Not for that, for lunch meat. Yeah, I said for lunch meat and for cheese. But for me personally, nigga, I used to do Instacart. I done stood in that line plenty of times. Just because you niggas like Publix subs, nigga. Nah, I ain't never really go. I done hit the bakery, not the dairy. Hit that bakery. I'm talking about. And I done went in there, and Mom Deuce like, hey, go pick up some chicken. You know what I'm talking about? But you like, oh yeah, let me get a Publix sub. Nah, that was never part of my ministry.
You just said he picked up some chicken. You just talking about he had no wings.
Man, nigga. I didn't get it for me. I didn't get it for me.
As the world turns.
Listen. Nah, nigga, I done went in there and got Publix chicken for us. Y'all know that, but I don't like wings, man. That's not my thing. That ain't my thing, man.
I get it.
You say organ meat don't do it for you? What's organ meat? You say your granny was Irish, used to make lamb liver and onions. Never liked it. You say organ meat. Give him a steak of chicken breast. Or chicken breast, please. Yeah. Nah, man, I just shoot, nigga. I ain't really shoot. After shooting before I went to prison, I ain't go to Subway like that. Firehouse like that. None of that time, man. I ain't no sub, nigga. Man, I want a hamburger. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up. You know what I'm talking about? Or some pizza. Because I ain't eat fried chicken like that either. I threw up at Popeyes when I was 7, and it ain't never tasted right ever since. I remember that joint. My mama worked at the Popeyes on University, man. We used to eat Popeyes every day.
I said it had to be on University.
Yeah, she worked at the Popeyes on University because we lived in Arlington. So she worked at the Popeyes on University. I'll never forget as long as I live. I got to my granddad's house and threw up in my room, and I ain't eat it since. And then when my mama got diagnosed with congestive heart failure and she stopped frying food like that, this was preparing my meal. So, okay, I don't have a desire to eat fried food like that. And I still don't to this day. Go ahead. Fried gizzards. Nigga gave me gizzards one time. I wanted to hit that nigga upside the head. That game.
Yeah, I just found out they have a lot of protein.
They do.
Verse 43 said, within were hooks and ham broad.
Jay said hoghead cheese has pork in it. It's chopped up pieces of pork cooked and cooled. Sliced like cheese. So it ain't even cheese. Cheese.
And upon the tables was the flesh of the offering, and without the inner gate were the chambers of the singers in the inner court, which is at the side of the north gate, and the prospect was toward the south, on at the side of the east gate, having the prospect toward the north. And he said unto me, this chamber whose prospect is toward the south is for the priests, the keepers of the charge of the house.
It's for who?
For the priests, the keepers of the charge of the house. And the chamber whose prospect is toward the north is for the priests, the keepers of the charge of the altar. These are the sons of Zadok.
These are the what?
The sons of Zadok.
The who?
Among the sons of Levi, which come near to Yahuwah to minister.
Come back over here to 1 Kings 2:35. You can read, we read some of it already. You can read 33. Quran said, now we're talking. I love a good piece. And me and Brother Craig got a local spot that know we eat clean and they don't slice it. So there's no chance of pork ending up on it. Blessings. Yeah. I like pizza now. I like hamburgers, steak fries.
Well, you like fat burger, man.
No, that burger was terrible.
That's talking about a steak fry.
It was all right. They were mid. But that doggone hamburger was terrible. Turkey burger was fire. That's what I got. And Joanne didn't eat her hamburger. So I ate it. And I wish I did. Because I had to put all this money on this damn burger. Somebody finna eat it. Man, she ain't gonna eat it later. That burger, that cow and fat burger, that was terrible.
It was good when we were in Vegas, but it wasn't good.
Like, you talking about the beef, the turkey burger good, though.
Turkey burger was fire.
It was that much.
I ain't gonna lie, the turkey burger was good. That ground beef though, that junk was. I won't be going back for no ground beef from now, I'll tell you that. For the amount of money they wanted for that hamburger, that junk supposed to taste better than that. I ain't been there yet. I need to go. You know what I'm saying? I need to go. I like hamburgers, man. That's probably why Joanne like.
You should have brought them shit back, man.
Joanne like her hamburger with cheese and ketchup, and that's
that
it.
turkey burger from them shit, fuck.
I got a turkey burger in there now. I need to eat it before we go back. Meaning I forget about him, then he ain't no good. Go ahead.
Say their blood shall therefore return upon the head of Joab and upon the head of his seed forever, but upon David and upon his seed and upon his house and upon his throne shall there be shalom forever from Yahuwah.
Mm-hmm.
So Benaiah the son of Jehoiada went and fell upon him and slew him, and he was buried in his own house in the wilderness. And the king put Benaiah the son of Jehoiada in his room over the host, and Zadok the priest did the king put in room of Abiathar. And the king sent and called for Shimei.
That's good. This is how Zadok gives up being the keeper of the charge, because he replaces Eli's son. For those who are not aware, what that is, 1 Samuel 2. Give me about verse 10, man. Tell me what that said, man. He say he having burgers tonight. My man. Shoot. That might be what I'm finna have tonight.
So the adversaries of Yahuwah shall be broken to pieces. Out of Shamaim shall he thunder upon them. Yahuwah shall judge the ends of the earth. He shall give strength unto his king and exalt the horn of his anointed.
Mm-hmm.
And Elkanah and Ramah to his house, and the children did minister unto Yahuwah before Eli the priest. Now the sons of Eli were sons of Belial.
There we go.
They knew not Yahuwah. And the priest's custom with the people was that when any man offered sacrifice, the priest's servant came while the flesh was in seething, with the flesh hook of 3 teeth in his hand. And he struck it in the pan or kettle or cauldron or pot. All that the flesh hook brought up, the priest took for himself. So they did in Shiloh unto all the Israelites that came there. Also, before they burnt the fat, the priest servant came and said to the man that sacrificed, give flesh to roast for the priest, for he would not have sodden flesh of you, but raw. And if any man said unto him, let them not fail to burn the fat presently, and then take as much as your soul desired, then he would answer him, nay, but you shall give it me now, and if not, I will take it by force.
Damn.
Wherefore the sin of the young men was very great before Yahuwah.
Because
For men abhorred the offering of Yahuwah.
My
But Samuel ministered before Yahuwah being a child, girded with a linen ephod. Moreover, his mother made him a little coat and brought it to him from year to year, and when she came up with her husband to offer the yearly sacrifice. And Eli baruched Elkanah and his wife, and said, Yahuwah give you seed of this woman for the loan which is lent to Yahuwah. And they went.
now, y'all, this is just background information of why Abathar got put out, because it would be irresponsible on our part to not go over the fact of why he's put out, Zadok put there, and when Zadok keeps charge of the altar, and then we'll look at the altar. Verse 27.
And there came a man of Elohim unto Eli and said unto him, thus
Hold on, read 22 so they can hear how they were knocking women down at the tabernacle door.
Now Eli was very old and heard all that his sons did unto all Yasharal, and how they lay with the women that assembled at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Give them the definition of lay on general principle, then drop down to verse 27.
That's shakab, to lie down, to lie of sexual relations.
I just want you to hear they were that. You know how disrespectful you got to be to carnally lay with a woman at the door of the house of Yahuwah. He was a different type of freak. And extremely disrespectful. You know what I'm talking about? But verse 27. As I said, that was a good conversation we was having about, okay, if the Levite's not going to be there, why is Zadok there? Now, Zadok is the high priest. He keeps charge of the altar. So we have to look at what is the altar, what does that consist of? But the one who's actually doing the offerings in this text is who? The prince. The prince. Go ahead.
And there came a man of Elohim unto Eli and said unto him, thus saith Yahuwah, did I plainly appear unto the house of your father when they were in Egypt in Pharaoh's house? And did I choose him out of all the tribes of Yasharal to be my priest, to offer upon my altar, to burn incense, to wear an ephod before me? And did I give unto the house of your father all the offerings made by fire of the children of Yasharal? Wherefore kick you at my sacrifice and at my offering, which I commanded in my habitation, and honor your sons above me, to make yourselves fat with the chiefest of all the offerings of Yasharal, my people. Wherefore Yahuwah Elohim Yasharal said, I said indeed that your house and the house of your father shall walk before me forever. But now Yahuwah saith, be it far from me. From them that honor me, I will honor, and them that despise me shall be lightly esteemed.
That's good. Let's come over here and look at this altar from Exodus 27:1. Why is the nigga so loud? This is Exodus 27:1. It's not that many verses. So sit back and look at the altar, what that contains of testimony that's made up in that. Come on with it.
And you shall make an altar of shittim wood, 5 cubits long, 5 cubits broad. The altar shall be 4 square. The height thereof shall be 3 cubits.
And you shall
make the horns of it upon the 4 corners thereof. His horns shall be of the same. You shall overlay it with brass. You shall make his pans to receive his ashes, his shovels and his basins, and his flesh hooks, and his fire pans. All the vessels thereof you shall make of brass.
Notice that it said there's 4 corners, horns on the 4 corners of the shittim wood. And the Lord was hanged up on what, Sibby? And how he was hung up? He didn't catch the dice. Somebody help him out, man. He didn't catch the dice. If he was hung up, how he was hung up? How many hands he got, Sibby?
He got 2.
How many feet he got?
Got 2.
So how he hung up on that? On the 4 corners. Meaning that the tree is representative of the altar. Is it an actual altar? Of course it's not. Because we've had conversations with people like that where they say, see, you stretching it again. Or you this, that, there, and the third. It's not going to be, people wanted to be a 1-for-1. You know what I'm saying? That's how they wanted. You know I ain't lying. They wanted to be 1-for-1. Was it an altar in the temple? Then how could it be a sacrifice? So, hey, it wasn't then, sir. You be unatoned for. Continue. You in verse 4?
Yep. And you shall make it for a grate of network of brass, and upon the net shall you make 4 brazen rings in the 4 corners thereof.
And you shall put it
under the compass of the altar beneath, that the net may be even to the midst of the altar.
And you shall make
staves for the altar, staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with brass.
And the staves
shall be put into the rings, and the staves shall be put upon the 2 sides of the altar.
Hollow.
With boards shall you make it, as it showed you in the mount, so shall they make it.
Tell them what a hollow board is, man.
Hollow is nabab, to hollow out.
So listen.
And then a board is lawak, that is a board, a slab, a tablet, or a plank. You know, wooden board.
Now the altar is where? Where you put the altar at, Sibby?
Inside the tabernacle.
See, he almost went, but that's a trick question. So this Zadok, them are the keepers of the altar. So what does that mean? Go back to keepers in Ezekiel, and tell them what that means.
That's shamar, to keep, guard, observe, to give heed.
So they observe and they guard that. Now, why did they get it? Because they were replacing Abathar, because Abathar was of the sons of Eli, and Zadok stayed faithful to David. Could have went with the others, didn't do it. Let's go back to Ezekiel, the other chapter he in. Let's come over here to 43 and 14. Ain't nothing up there for you. Come on from out of there. You can make it 13.
These are the measures of the altar after the cubits. The cubit is a cubit and a handbreadth. Even the bottom shall be a cubit, and the breadth a cubit, and the border thereof by the edge thereof round about shall be a span. This shall be the higher place of the altar. And from the bottom upon the ground, even to the lower settle, shall be 2 cubits, and a breadth 1 cubit. And from the lesser settle, even to the greater settle, shall be 4 cubits, and a breadth 1 cubit. So the altar shall be 4 cubits from the altar, and upward shall be 4 horns. And the altar shall be 12 cubits long, 12 broad, square, and the 4 squares thereof. And the settle shall be 14 cubits long, and the 14 broad, and the 4 squares thereof. And the border about it shall be half a cubit, and the bottom thereof shall be a cubit about. And his stairs shall look toward the east. And he said unto me, Son of man, thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, these are the ordinances of the altar in the day when they shall make it, to offer burnt offerings thereon and to sprinkle blood thereon. You shall give to the priests, the Levites, that be of the seed of Zadok, which approach unto me, to minister unto me, saith Yahuwah Elohim, a young bullock for a sin offering.
Notice it say for the who? The priests are the sons of Zadok. So again, Shalom, Brother Shaul. Zadok is being established based off what we read in Kings. Come over here to Ezekiel 44. Make it 44 and 9.
Thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, no stranger uncircumcised in heart, nor uncircumcised in flesh shall enter into my sanctuary. Of any stranger that is among the children of Yasharal, and the Levites that are gone away far from me, when Yasharal went astray, which went astray from me after their idols, they shall even bear their iniquity.
Go ahead.
Yet they shall be ministers in my sanctuary, having charge at the gates of the house, and ministering to the house. They shall slay the burnt offering and the sacrifice for the people. They shall stand before them and minister unto them.
Because
they ministered unto them before their idols and caused the house of Yasharal to fall into iniquity.
Therefore
have I lifted up my hand against them, saith Yahuwah Elohim,
and they shall
bear their iniquity.
They shall not
come near unto me to do the office of a priest.
They shall not do what?
Come near unto me to do the
so
office.
So who won't come near him to do it? In the context of what you're looking at, who's not coming near unto him to do the, because we were having this conversation, it got a little heated, right? So I'm gonna ask y'all this. I think we went over this before. Are Levites priests and are priests Levites?
They wasn't old like when back before.
That's your final answer?
They're not all priests, but they work in singing.
I mean, they were the only ones that could be priests, right?
No, see, this is where to get.
The sons of Aaron,
the sons of Aaron are the priests. The Levites are the ministers to the priests. So all priests are Levites, but all Levites aren't priests. Remember, as before we looked at as far as the function now of the minister / deacon and the pastor. The deacon or minister is equivalent to the Levites. His job is to serve the pastor. The pastor is in the position that the high priest would have been in, or the sons of Levi, because he gave the Levites to minister to Aaron. You know what I'm saying? But they were going off for hours, not hours, but they were cussing each other out by that. When I say cussing, not literally cussing each other out, because we don't really cuss each other out like that. But one person was though, but he'd be crashing out. No, he just do. He just be crashing out.
That's saying priest who named the branch. And Zechariah comes from that line of Zadok too.
No, we got to look at it. Which one verse you talking about? 23.
Yeah, the verse where it say the priest Joshua who named.
Oh, you talking about Zechariah 6?
Yeah.
Go to Zechariah 6, Sibo. 6 and 6. You talking about Yahushua son of Yehoshaphat? Yeah, he would have to, because Solomon got it right.
Right, I was just saying that I was thinking about him doing that, maybe connected to prophecy.
Yeah. Because Zara be talking about this, because we were just talking about this the other day, to how essentially the wrong priesthood was operating until Solomon got Abathar out. So people go to look at it as, why did God allow that to happen? And you know what I'm saying? It's not allowing it to happen because technically he's still a high priest, but he said this bloodline, y'all can't do it. And I think sometimes, like I said, people be looking for immediate implementation. You know what I'm saying?
It still makes sense scripturally because Solomon wanted to do the temple. So
yeah,
all priesthood never served.
It's never served. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, indeed. But you know, when you taking our viewpoint of the word not the same as everybody else. Now, not from my homegirl. She views certain things, one, because she's Jewish. You know what I'm talking about? And then one from a scholastic point of view. So they looking at it differently. Just like a lot of them look at it the text of, we don't get the northern kingdom's point of view. We only get the southern kingdom. So the Bible is slanted to make the southern kingdom look good and the northern kingdom look bad. You know what I'm saying? It's people who genuinely, from a scholastic point of view the text like this. I ain't never looked at it like that but the reason why they look at it like that, because all the the largest book of prophets in the text are from what? From Judah. You know what I'm saying? And all the prophets that are from Ephraim, they're smaller books. Isaiah is the biggest book, Judah. Jeremiah is the biggest book, Judah. You know what I'm talking about? Ezekiel, biggest book, Judah. Daniel is from Judah. You know what I'm talking about? But then when you actually pay attention to the word, Judah's not propped up like she's better than Ephraim, but that's the perception. You know what I'm saying? Or like when they tell you that, hey, the genealogy is not to be reckoned, the birthright not to be reckoned after the genealogy, because we talking about it. We didn't talk about this before. The birthright was Reuben's. He lost it. It automatically went to who? To Joseph, because he the firstborn of Rachel. You know what I'm saying? And notice that some people don't even pay attention. It don't even go to the firstborn of a concubine of them other women, because you don't. Why? Because you don't have the rights of a wife. So your sons don't even get considered for that. So it went to Rachel's son. But he said it's not to be reckoned after the genealogy because Judah prevailed. Well, how did Judah prevail? Because David was a man after Yahuwah's own heart. That's how Judah prevailed. Individuals don't want to see it that way because they want that strict, it's supposed to be like this, even though it lead off with elder gonna serve the younger. But that ain't how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? The birthright is supposed to go to the elder off the top, not to the younger. So it's showing you, as it says in Romans, you know, it's not of him that willeth, of him that called, but who Elohim choose. And individuals don't like to hear that because and I get it from a natural point of view, you want that strict adherence. But you know, hey, that man do as he please, how he please, when he please. Who am I to say something about it? You know what I'm saying? But you know, they ain't how everybody look at it. You know, is what it is. Because even like we talking about this here, Solomon ain't supposed to be king because Solomon wasn't next in line. Adonijah was next in line. You know what I'm saying? Absalom was really in line, but he wanted the buck line. Let me kill my daddy. Because technically, by birthright, it ain't supposed to went to Solomon. You know what I'm saying? But it did though, because Yahuwah said, "I'm gonna get to him." And the individual look at that, so he get to cheat and take somebody's wife, and his son get to do that because you looking at it naturally.
He's gonna look at it from the Lord's rule.
Yeah, that's the only way I can. But again, I understand that these are never questions that I ever asked myself because I ain't care.
We look at most stuff in the text when you do it, it ain't never instant. It's always like
It's always over a period of time. Now, I can't sit here and tell you offhand how long it was between Eli getting that curse when Samuel was young to Solomon's time, but I would probably say it was probably about 100 some odd years. It wasn't like it was an infinitely long amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Because if Samuel was alive during Saul's lifetime and David served Saul, then that wasn't an extremely long period of time. And if his son did this after he died, that means that Eli was put out during the course of pretty much the entirety of David's adult life. I can't recall. There's a text to say how old David was when he died. I can't even remember. Yeah, I was gonna think so. I can't remember. But he probably was in the 70s or 80s. You know what I'm saying?
You said how old David was?
Yeah, I don't think it say how old it was when he died. But either way, you get what I'm saying? Like, if we make it, people, you're assuming this is a 200-300 year when really it was just effectively David's lifetime. Because he gave the kingdom to his son, and his son disposed of Abiathar right after his daddy died. You know what I'm saying? So it probably wasn't even 100 years. It was just one man's lifetime. We'll read Zechariah 6 and 6.
The black horses which are therein go forth into the north.
No, we don't want that. Go straight in that.
And the word of Yahuwah came unto me, saying, take of them the captivity, even of Heldai, of Tobiah, and of Jediah, which are come from Babylon, and come you the same day, and go into the house of Josiah, the son of Zephaniah. Then take silver and gold, and make crowns, and set them upon the head of Yahushua, the son of Jehozadak, the high priest. And speak unto him, saying, thus speak Yahuwah of hosts, saying, behold.
Now I'm going to mention this here. Jehozadak, Yahuwah is righteous, and he is the grandson of the high priest Hilkiah, the son of the high priest Zariah, the father of the high priest of Yahushua, he never attained the office of high priest himself because he was carried captive to Babylon. Go ahead.
Okay, speak unto him, saying, thus speak Yahuwah of hosts, saying, behold, the man whose name is the branch, and he shall grow up out of his place, and he shall build the temple of Yahuwah. Even he shall build the temple of Yahuwah, and he shall bear the esteem, and shall sit and rule upon his throne.
Quran said David died at 70.
And he shall be a priest upon his throne, and the council of Shalom shall be between them both. And the crown shall be to...
That's right. That's how you put that together. Because I knew it was something I wasn't thinking about. He took over at 30 and he reigned for 40 years. So that would mean he died at 70. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking about 70 years. But not even 70 years. You're talking about a time period overlapping with Saul. So that means whatever he was going through with Saul, he was in his 20s. You know what I'm talking about? Because by the time he took over, Saul was dead. He didn't even immediately take over after Saul died. You know what I'm talking about? Well, let me say that in a second. He didn't immediately take over after Yahuwah anointed him to be king. He didn't take over till Saul died. You know what I'm saying? So that means whatever time period he went through for Saul was from ages probably 20 to 30. You know what I'm saying? Indeed. So you talking about it only took 40 years for Eli's sons to be put out the priesthood. That's not a long. That's not even nothing. That's not even nothing to be even penitent for. You know what I'm saying? 40 years. Shoot, I'm 45, so that's not a long time this person got in. You know what I'm saying?
In the Bible, he was never high.
He was. You know what I'm saying? He was. That's why I mentioned that Solomon put Abathar out of that office, put Zadok. They both were high priests. You know what I'm saying? But Abathar, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? You can't work there no more. You've been fired. You know what I'm saying? Go.
Saying the crown shall be to Halim, and to Tobiah, and to Jediah, and to him, the son of Zephaniah, for memorial in the temple of Yahuwah.
Mm-hmm.
And they that are far off shall come and build in the temple of Yahuwah, and you shall know that Yahuwah of hosts have sent me unto you. And this shall come to pass if you will diligently obey the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim.
That's good. Come on back to what? Ezekiel 44:9.
Saying the Levites that are gone away far from me, when the Asherah went astray, which went astray from me after their idols, they shall even bear their iniquity. Yet they shall be ministers in my sanctuary, having charge at the gates of the house and ministering to the house.
Okay, we already read that. What that was, man?
Verse 12.
Read 12 again. Now, y'all know when it comes to this priest stuff, it's not exciting. You know what I'm saying? A lot of procedural information. It is what it is, though, because you need to know it.
Said, because they ministered unto them before their idols and caused the house of Yahshua to fall into iniquity. Therefore have I lifted up my hand against them, saying, they shall bear their iniquity.
And they shall not
come near unto me to do the office of a priest unto me, nor to come near any of my Kadash things in the most Kadash place. But they shall bear their shame and their abominations which they
But I will make them
keepers of the charge of the house for all the service thereof, and for all that shall be done.
So notice the Levites themselves can only keep charge of what? The house, but they can't keep charge of the altar. Now I want you to go to Jeremiah, right? 33. Is it? Hey, don't come in here with that noise. Do not come in here with that noise. 33 and 19. Hey, I'm not repeating myself. Do not come in here with that noise. Isaiah. Come here, boy.
You said Ezekiel 33?
Jeremiah.
Yeah, Jeremiah. I got that same with it, boy. Go ahead.
And the word of Yahuwah came unto Jeremiah, saying, thus saith Yahuwah, if you can break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night, that there should not be day and night in their season, then may also my covenant be broken with David my servant, that he should not have a son to reign upon his throne, and with the Levites the priests, my ministers. As the host of Shamaim cannot be numbered, neither the sand of the sea measured, so will I multiply the seed of David my servant, and the Levites that minister unto me. Moreover, the word of Yahuwah came to Jeremiah, saying, consider you not what this people have spoken, saying, the two families which Yahuwah have chosen, he have even cast them off. Thus they have despised my people, they should be no more a nation before them. Thus saith Yahuwah, if my covenant be not with day and night, and if I have not appointed the ordinances of Shamaim and earth, then will I cast away the seed of Jacob and David my servant, that I will not take any of the seed to be rulers over the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For I will cause their captivity to return and have mercy.
And notice he say that they'll have Levites. So according to what he promised, the Levites going to be there, but they're not going to operate in the same function that they operated before. But Zadok gets that operation because he never switched out on Yahuwah's anointed. You had other priests that switched out. Remember, Abathar didn't switch out, but he was already doomed to be removed of no workings of his own. You know what I'm talking about? Let's continue, man. Ezekiel 44. 14.
But I will make them keepers of the charge of the house for all the service thereof, and for all that shall be done therein. But the priests, the Levites, the sons of Zadok, that keep the charge of the sanctuary, when the children of Yasharal went astray from me, they shall come near to me to minister unto me. They shall stand before me to offer unto me the fat and the blood.
They shall
Elohim, enter into my sanctuary. They shall come near to my table to minister unto me. They shall keep my charge.
Let me see something. Go to Numbers 18 and 7. And then we'll look at the sanctuary part, man. And we'll come back to Ezekiel 41. It'll take us back to what we was reading in Numbers 27. I said Numbers 27. I meant Exodus 27.
So therefore you and your sons with you shall keep your priest's office for everything of the altar within the veil. You shall serve. I've given your priest's office unto you as a service of gift, and the strangers that come near shall be put to death.
Now again, this is showing the difference of all priests are Levites, but all Levites not priests, because the altar is behind the what? So they're the only ones, Zadok seed, the only ones who can go behind that out of any man that walk on this earth. Go back to Ezekiel 41. Read verse 18. Come on.
41
and 18.
It said it was made with cherubims and palm trees, so that a palm tree was between a cherub, and every cherub had two faces. So that the face of man was toward the palm tree on the one side, and the face of a young lion toward the palm tree on the other side. It was made through all the house round about, from the ground unto above the door were cherubims and palm trees made, and on the wall of the temple. The posts of the temple were squared in the face of the sanctuary, the appearance of the one as the appearance of the other. The altar of wood was 3 cubits high.
The altar of what?
The altar of wood was 3 cubits high, the length thereof 2 cubits, the corners thereof and the length thereof, and the walls thereof were of wood. And he said unto me, this is the table that is before Yahuwah.
And the temple?
And the sanctuary had 2 doors.
Pause. So now we come back. What we need? Ezekiel 48. Is it 48? Yeah, man. 48. Well, I need 45 first. 45 and 1, man.
Moreover, when you shall divide by lot, then for inheritance you shall offer an oblation unto Yahuwah, a Kadash portion of the land. The length shall be the length of 5 and 20,000 reeds.
Now I'm gonna see you I want y'all to pick up, see who's gonna pick up the difference in Ezekiel 45 with the law previously. Go ahead.
And the breadth shall be 10,000. This shall be Kadash and all the borders thereof round about. Of this there shall be for the sanctuary 500 in length, with 500 in breadth, square round about, and 50 cubits round about for the suburbs thereof. And of this measure shall you measure the length of 25,000 and the breadth of 10,000. And in it shall be the sanctuary and the most Kadash place. The Kadash portion of the land shall be for the priests, the ministers of the sanctuary, which shall come near to minister unto Yahuwah. And it shall be a place for their houses and a Kadash place for the sanctuary.
Pause. What y'all pick up from that, man, and what you just heard in Ezekiel 45?
45 it says for the priests.
Indeed. But I mean, this whole chapter is dealing with, well, not the whole chapter, because then you get to 47. It's dealing with the dividing of the land. Now, what's the difference between Ezekiel 45 and the law as it pertains to these Levites, what you're looking at? Y'all done forgot already?
That's when they can come near to minister to Yahuwah.
No, man. Read it from the beginning, man. From the beginning. Verse 1. Read it from the beginning. Ezekiel 45:1.
He said, moreover, when you shall divide by lot the land for inheritance.
When you divide by what?
By lot the land for inheritance.
Tell them what lot means. There's a few empty lots out here. They building houses on the quick.
Lot don't got no definition.
You would have been inheritance, man.
This is inheritance is nakalah, possession, property, inheritance. Inheritance, your portion, your share.
Your portion or your share. So read it again. Verse 1. Ezekiel 45.
Moreover, when you shall divide by lot the land for inheritance, you shall offer an oblation unto Yahuwah, a Kadash portion of the land.
Oh, do got a lot on this one here, man. This is in the fall. So that's whatever the inheritance falls at. That's the word that's used in Proverbs 24:16. But in this instance, the context is wherever the inheritance falls at. Go ahead. 45:1.
Moreover, when you shall divide by lot the land for inheritance, you shall offer an oblation unto Yahuwah, the Kadash portion of the land. The length shall be the length of 5 or 25,000 reeds.
He said you'll offer a what? An oblation?
Mm-hmm.
Tell them what an oblation is.
It is terumah, a contribution, an offering, a heave offering, any offering. An offering.
So what you think this mean when he said he telling these people you shall offer an oblation unto Yahuwah, a Kadash portion of the land? Keep on going, Civic.
Say the length shall be the length of 25,000 reeds, and the breadth shall be 10,000. They shall be Kadash and all the borders thereof round about. Of this there shall be for the sanctuary 500 in length, with 500 in breadth, square round about, and 50 cubits round about for the suburbs thereof. In this measure shall you measure the length of 25,000 and the breadth of 10,000, and in it shall be the sanctuary in the most Kadash place. The Kadash portion of the land shall be for the priests.
The what portion of the land?
The Kadash portion of the land shall be for the priests, the ministers of the sanctuary, which shall come near to minister unto Yahuwah, and it shall be for a place for their houses.
What else?
And a Kadash place for the sanctuary. And 25,000, and the 5 and 20,000 of length, and the 10,000 of breadth shall also the Levites, the ministers of the house, have for themselves for possession for 20 chambers.
And you shall what?
Appoint the possession of the city 5,000 broad, 5 and 20,000 long, over against the oblation of the Kadash portion. It shall be for the whole house of Yasharah.
And the portion
shall be for the prince.
For the who?
For the prince.
Now this is where you get what we read in Zechariah 6 come in. The king priest. Give him prince by definition, man.
This is now see, one lifted up, chief, the prince, the captain, the leader.
The one lifted up. And you know when the Son of Man be lifted up, it'll draw all unto me. Go ahead.
It said on the one side, on the other side of the oblation of the Kadash portion, the possession of the city before the oblation of the Kadash portion, before the possession of the city from the west side westward, and from the east side eastward, and the length shall
Hey,
be
don't come in here with that noise.
against one of the portions from the west border unto the east border. And the land shall be his possession, and Yasharah and my princes shall no more oppress my people. And the rest of the land shall they give to the house of Yasharah according to
So the land gonna be the priest's possession. What is the difference that you hear in Ezekiel 45 versus what you heard in the law as it pertains to the Levites? In the context of what you just read.
Well, in the law it says Yahuwah was their portion.
Yeah, they didn't get no portion of land. They had no inheritance. In this instance, now they have an inheritance. You know what I'm saying? They got an inheritance now. They ain't had no inheritance before. He say mark out certain suburbs for them to dwell in. He didn't set out no division of land for them. This one here, he's saying explicitly, give them a division of land and let the people offer up this set apart division of land. That's their inheritance. Because now the work is complete. You know what I'm saying? Because remember in the last verse of chapter 48, we're going to get to the point when he say the name of the city is what? Yahuwah is there. So now your inheritance is presently with you. He said when it says birthright pass of Joseph, that's supposed to be read as the house of Joseph. Not necessarily the house per se. Now let's come over here to Ezekiel 48. You can pick this up, civil man, at verse 8. Ezekiel 48 starts the beginning of the division of the land. Now, you won't see Levi mentioned in the division of the land because they didn't have a border in the first place. Now, I just let you know that because when you get to verse 1, by the border of Dan on the east to the west side, for Asher, border of Asher from the east to the west side, Naphtali. Levi didn't have a border for that to be done. This is why they had to give up a set apart portion of the land to give them as an inheritance. Because now you in the kingdom, they got to have an inheritance. They give up theirs. Come on, Zero. Verse what?
8.
Ezekiel 48 and 8.
And by the border of Yehuda from the east side unto the west side shall be the offering which you shall offer of 5.
Okay, I got you. Hold on. So it's when you look at in Genesis 48 with Ephraim and Manasseh, they are actually named after Jacob, so they absorb in just mentioning Joseph. When you mention Joseph, that's mentioning Ephraim and Manasseh. There's no separation. That's why Ephraim and Manasseh don't have a gate, but they go through Joseph's gate. You know what I'm saying? Because people been talking about Dan again, and neglecting the fact that Ezekiel tell you Dan got a border and a gate. But because Dan ain't numbered among the 144,000, people think Dan been excluded. No, okay. Remember, Ephraim and Manasseh get inherited in, so they got a chance to get that, and Dan don't. But they don't replace Dan with a gate because Ephraim and Manasseh are not the sons of Jacob. I think that'd be another thing it'd be some stuff we just complicate. You don't gotta complicate it. Come on, sir, we gotta go.
And by the border of Yehuda from the east side unto the west side shall be the offering which you shall offer of 25,000 reeds in breadth and the length as one of the other parts from the east side unto the west side, and the sanctuary shall be in the midst of it.
The oblation
which you shall offer unto Yahuwah shall be of 25,000 in length and of 10,000 in breadth.
and for them.
Even for the priest shall be this Kadash oblation toward the north 25,000 in length, and toward the west 10,000 in breadth.
Towards
the east 10,000 in breadth, and toward the south 25,000 in length.
And the sanctuary
Yahuwah shall be in the midst thereof.
It shall be
for the priests that are sanctified, for the sons of Zadok.
Notice this particular division of land is strictly for Zadok's sons, strictly for them. Go ahead.
Which have kept my charge, which went not astray when the children of Yasharal went astray, as the Levites went astray.
Now, we could read multiple passages, specifically in Malachi and others, about the Levites going astray. He says Zadok never was unfaithful. Go ahead.
And this oblation of the land that is offered shall be unto them a thing most Kadash by the border of the Levites. And over against the border of the priests, the Levites shall have 25,000 in length and 10,000 in breadth. All the length shall be 25,000 and the breadth 10,000.
And they shall
not celebrate,
neither
exchange,
nor
alienate the first fruits of the land, for it is Kadash unto Yahuwah.
Tell them what alienate that means, man.
First word is abar, to pass over, or by or through, to alienate, to bring, to carry, to do away, to take away, to transgress.
So basically, they won't take away the first fruits. Can't take it. Can't pass over it. It's got to be offered. Nevertheless, continue. And the 5,000
that are left, and the breadth over against the 25,000 shall be a profane place for the city, for dwelling, and for suburbs, and the city shall be in the midst thereof.
So this is a common place. So in the kingdom, effectively, the priests won't be dwelling in a common place. Everything they get saying, but I just want you to pay attention to this, because in Numbers and Leviticus and Deuteronomy and Exodus, it tell you the priests have no inheritance whatsoever. They had suburbs carved out for them. Here ain't no suburbs. They get land. You know what I'm talking about? And that's theirs. But again, this is for Zadok's sons, and we read how Zadok got into this position. Because people asking why are Zadok's sons there? It's because of their faithfulness. I mentioned Phineas in Numbers 25. We need to read that before we get out of here. Because he got an everlasting priesthood also. 25 and 14, I surmise.
Does the new covenant tie in with?
Oh, not 14, to an extent. Verse 10 actually. Because the covenant that he made with Phineas and with Zadok, or Zadok keep to continuing the line because, hey, they didn't go foul, so you have a memorial. So you can still go behind the veil. You are going to minister unto the prince. Because when you look at the prince, who is the king and priest on the throne, and the council of peace will be between them both, he is actually doing the work of the high priest. Now, some people get into, well, why are they doing sacrifices in the kingdom? I don't even entertain stuff like that. Go ahead.
Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, have turned my wrath away from the children of Yasharal, while he was zealous for my sake among them, that I consumed not the children of Yasharal in my jealousy. Wherefore say, behold, I give unto him my covenant of shalom. He shall have it, and his seed after him.
And his what?
And his seed after him, even the covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his Elohim and made an atonement for the children of Yasharal.
Well, what's wrong with you, boy? Now, Eleazar is God help, and this is Aaron's son directly. Phinehas is one of from Aaron's son directly. So, and then also there's an Eleazar who come from this line that helped rebuild and restore the temple during Ezra's time. Go ahead.
It said, now the name of the Israelite that was slain, even that was slain with
Okay, that's good. So when you sit back and you look at Eleazar, and we'd have to take a deep dive on it to make sure he very well may be from Zadok's line also.
Yeah, I seen that Zadok he related to him.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why you don't see, because he is son of Zadok, which is a son of Eleazar, which is a son of Aaron. So, but it's mainly Zadok's sons, because Aaron's other sons, nah. That's a no. But you know what? We're gonna cease and desist right there, because y'all willing, we'll be back on Wednesday. Yeah. I think I read it earlier and just forgot. Because shoot, y'all willing start on Wednesday, we'll be rolling for about 10, 11 days straight. So we ain't got to keep on going for the sake of keep on going. We have about 3 hours anyway. So hallelujah for Yahushua and the word. So y'all willing, man, Wednesday. You have regular service, and then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, man, we'll be out east with it for unleavened bread. So I appreciate y'all. I bless y'all the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua, man. Love y'all. Y'all willing, man. We catch you next week. Shalom, sister, and amen. And we're gonna make it do what it do.
Hey, when I had talked to him, he said that time would be good.
All right, that's a bit. And yeah, and so y'all willing till the end, man. Amen. Love you too, brother Marcus. Come here, Jeremiah James Bird. You stole my sweatshirt, bro? Who? She gave it to you? You took my sweatshirt. You took my sweatshirt out my room. You were broken. The Minnie Mouse? Yeah. What's up, man?